So make sure y'all say what's up. Y'all can't even say what's up to the YouTube. What's good with y'all? Today we are back. We are going to be doing a full entire binge of the absolute Wonder Woman. From start to finish, front to back, back to front. That is all we're going to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Now, I finished Superman last stream. I'll be honest, I thought Superman's was really good. I don't think it was better than Batman's. I know I don't want to play the comparison game like crazy. I don't think it was better than Batman's, but I think it was pretty good. Like, I did enjoy it. It wasn't, especially when I went back and I read it on my own terms. It wasn't like insane. Like, it doesn't do like a lot of crazy, interesting stuff that I think like the Batman one does. Like, it's definitely a much more tamer series, which is why I don't think it's as popular. But I think Wonder Woman's is actually more popular than Superman's, at least online. Like, I see a lot more people talk about absolute Wonder Woman than I ever do see people talk about Superman. So we gonna run through this whole thing, front to back, back to front. We gonna see what's up. I know y'all can't see the chat under me today. For some reason, my OBS was like wilding, so there's no chat today. I'm sorry. I don't know if y'all even read it for real, but there's no chat. So I'm gonna like call out the chat whenever I read it, since you guys can't see it on the screen. And, yeah, let's get to it.
Interrupting the sunny day and startling the beachgoers for miles, news cameras quickly began to cover the phenomenon as the upside-down pyramid simply hovered over the ocean. But suddenly, screeches could be heard. Small red creatures, lizards with wings, suddenly flew from the pyramid's crevices. The
Lizards with
swooped down
wings?
on the population of Gateway City, causing the
Yo, why this nigga look like Zeph Jr. for real? Like, real life. I know he in the chat, too. Why you look like Zeph Jr.? Like, real life, bro. Boy, chopped as hell. That's crazy.
Run in fear. Windows shattered and people ran in a bloody panic. One person falls, trying to cover their head as the monsters swoop on them. But suddenly, there is a crack of lightning across the blood-red sky, and the creature...
Insane W straight. Y'all niggas better clip that one. Y'all stay clipping. Y'all better clip that one. I see y'all in the Twitch right now. Y'all better clip that one. Y'all stay clipping me. You better clip that one, twin. You better clip that one.
Scatter as a rider descends on a flying skeletal horse. The rider draws a massive sword and slices through the monster.
So is this Wonder Woman?
She leaps from her mount, landing in a heroic pose on the beach. Flayed monsters fall around her as she removes her helmet and reaches down to dip her fingers in their blood, smearing it
Dip in her blood.
across her face. She raises her hand, and an ancient spell escapes from her lips.
That's raw, though. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, you just killed your ops. You use their blood. You put it on your face. Warrior mask. Okay.
Flashes out,
Okay.
stunning the monsters and dropping them to the ground. And through it all, a smile plays across her beautiful...
So she got AIDS now? Alright, buddy. Can animals even get AIDS? That is actually a good question. Do animals even get AIDS, chat? Can they even get... I really thought that was just a human... I thought STDs were human only, bro. Animals can? Yo, I did not know that, nigga. Say swear. Shout out Black Mamba 2007 with the tier 1 sub. Is that a Kobe reference? Is Kobe 2007 his best year, chat? What y'all think? My favorite Kobe year is it 2006, 7? I think so. Whichever year he was balling out like crazy in like the worst Lakers team of all time, and he was like going out to the first round against the Suns. He was like getting washed against the Suns in the first round. Not gonna lie. I don't remember what year that was. Whatever year that was, I'm not gonna lie. That gotta be like top. That gotta be my top Kobe. Real life. Gotta be my top Kobe. That Kobe, where he was balling out of his mind just to lose to Steve Nash and them niggas. I think that was 101. That was 101. Hey, shout out my man's Quay Young in the chat. Shout out my boy, bro. What's good, twin? How you been? How you been holding up, bro? Let's keep going.
Long ago, on the wild isle of Hell, the witch Circe continues her endless toil in the darkness. But suddenly, there is a sunshine upon her back. Never thought I'd be happy to see the sun, she says with a sigh as she
Who this
stands
is?
and turns. Apollo, god of the sun,
I should look like the Statue of Liberty, bro. Like the yellow Statue of Liberty. I don't know any Wonder Woman characters. I'm so out of the loop on Wonder Woman lore. I'll be honest. So I won't know anything about anybody. I won't be able to say anything from any other like iterations. I literally, besides the DCEU movies and the Justice League animated series, I know zilch, nada, nothing about Wonder Woman. I know nothing. What's he going on?
Descends upon her. Come forward, witch. You may kneel, he tells her. Cersei frowns and shields her eyes. I'm fine, she says with a shake of her head. He holds out a bundle in his hands, offering it to her. Cersei looks at it in surprise.
Nigga said I'd crack. Someone in the chat said I'd crack when this guy pulled up. This is a nigga. Hey, yo. Hey, if that's your cup of tea, that's your cup of tea. But hey. Lock in, bro.
He holds out a bundle
Lock in,
in
bro.
his hands,
Lock in,
offering
bro.
it to her.
Lock in.
Cersei looks at it in surprise and takes the baby girl. This is a baby. Why have you brought a baby to hell?
That baby fat as hell.
She asks. Apollo has already begun to float away, the sun rising over the island. The baby is Diana, princess of Themyscira. She is the last of the Amazons, and has been taken from them by my father, Zeus, as punishment for their crimes against the gods, Apollo declares.
Bro, there's this one video I seen where it was like, yo, what was it called? It was like, Greek gods and Norse gods are so easy to rage bait. Like, why is Zeus sending a baby to hell? Like, what did humans possibly do for that to happen?
She is the last of the Amazons, and has been taken from them by my father, Zeus, as punishment for their crimes against the gods, Apollo declares.
I don't know. Maybe they say this later in the series. I have no idea what the Amazons did for that to happen. Zeus a straight bit. I swear, yo, Zeus is actually a hoe. Like, he's actually, dude, Zeus, if you read up on Zeus, that nigga's a whole bum. He's actually a complete and utter bum. He's terrible, bro. You even think about something that he doesn't like, he's banishing your entire family to the shadow realm, bro. Actually a whole bum. I ain't gonna lie. F that nigga, bro.
May never again see her people, and they have all been imprisoned. Apollo suddenly stops his ascent. From here forth, the word Amazon is banned. So I decree.
Nigga banning races is crazy.
His words springing forth like rays of the sun. He looks down at the witch and smiles. Try it for me, Cersei. Try to say the word. I want to see, he asks. Cersei looks at the baby in her arms and whispers the word. But it comes out soundless, like it had never existed in the first place. Satisfied with his work, Apollo turns and continues his ascent, with Cersei holding the baby in her arms. This is hell. What if it dies? She calls. Apollo doesn't bother to look over his shoulder. The gods care not. This is where she belongs now, for however long she is. He calls before disappearing, casting the isle once more into twilight. Cersei sighs
no way,
and
bro.
places the child on the rocks. Diana gurgles as Cersei sits quietly and studies her. Suddenly, a glowing snake begins to make its way towards the child. Cersei doesn't move, unsurprised that hell would take the child so quickly. The snake opens its mouth wide and prepares to strike, but the child is fast, and Diana reaches out and snaps the snake's mouth close. And she giggles as she flings it away. Cersei stares in surprise for a moment before smiling at the baby. And so, their lives continue in hell. At first, Cersei regards the child with little interest, helping her, but not caring for her. But time continues on, and the powerful sorceress begins to raise Diana, taking care of her, teaching her, growing to love her.
What was that? Hold on. What is she playing with?
Taking care of her.
This little ugly nigga. You look like, what's that one dude from Monsters, Inc.? Mike Wazowski? The green nigga? Like a red version of him, look like his cousin. What the heck? Oh, hell nah.
Teaching her.
What's she out here doing?
To love her as her own. In this way, the two make a meager life on the Isle of Hell. The years pass, and both Diana and Cersei grow older, until the day finally comes. The present. The warrior Diana turns away from the pyramid. The beach is littered with the stunned bodies of the demon
that's Diana,
wizards.
okay.
She stalks towards the National Guardsmen.
Alright, we did this with every single character, so we gotta do it with her too. What are we thinking about this fit? What we think about the fit, bro? What is we thinking about the fit? I ain't gonna lie, bro. She got it on. She got it on, bro. I'm liking the fur coat. I'm liking the fur all over. I'm liking the sword. I don't know how much I like the red and black. I'll be honest. The red and black with the black lipstick, the black, I feel like it's too much black for me. I love my emos, but like I don't think if you want to go black, you got to go all black. I don't like the black and red. I'll be honest. I don't like the color mix she got going on. If it was an all black fit, I feel like that'd be tough. I don't know about, I think the red kind of throws me off with it. I'll be honest. Maybe there's a better picture than this one right here. But I feel I really mess with the black fur and what is it? I don't know what is this like the thing around her waist. The black around her waist. The cape behind her. I like everything. I like everything black on here except the red. The red throws it off. I ain't gonna lie. Red gives it off. Black lipstick look good, but hoes giving head. Yo, y'all niggas gooned out, bro. Y'all niggas gooned out. I done never had top with black lipstick, bro. I can't speak on that, bro. She got the cloud sword though. She got the berserk sword though. I'm messing with that one.
With the
I am messing with that one.
Of the demon lizards, she stalks towards the National Guardsman. Are you in charge here, soldier? She asks. But the young man can do little more than stare at her with a gaping mouth and stumbling over his words. You should evacuate all civilians within a mile, she tells him. She motions to the lizards on the beach. They are but harbingers for what is
Zeph talking about gooned out like he ain't teach us the goons. I ain't teach y'all niggas no goons. I ain't teach y'all niggas no goons, Not at all. It's life changing. Zeph, try it, bro. I might have to. I'll tell my girl put on some black lipstick or something, bro. I'll see what's up, bro.
The pyramid begins to shake and open from the bottom. Diana sighs and looks back. We are out of time. Evacuate your civilians and bring your army, she says. She turns back as the pyramid seemingly
God damn, what is that?
Birth to a massive demon creature. The monster falls into the ocean and stalks towards the city. But Diana stands in its path, her blade at the ready. She glares up at the monster. You are not welcome, Harbinger Prime. This world will defend itself. I stand before you with the mythical Athena blade, forged by Hephaestus himself. It is more than capable of sending you to your maker. This world is protected, Diana declares. The creature regards her for a moment before opening its mouth. Its words are like thunder.
Bro, he looked like, you know the flower in Undertale? That's what his mouth reminded me of right now. I ain't gonna lie. That's a tough design. I like that. He was looking chopped earlier, bro.
But it is not, the beast declares. Suddenly, Diana's skeletal Pegasus swoops down, breathing fire on the monster. The monster turns from
Pegasus. Skeletal Pegasus.
Swatting away the pest. The warrior uses this moment to attack, but the monster turns back to her. Beams of energy leaping from its eyes and bringing Diana.
Damn!
Damn laser eyes. Every time. She groans as she struggles to her feet. The beast stands tall, letting out a bellow for the smaller creatures to rise. The demon lizards awaken and attack once more, their wings and beaks slashing at Diana's skin. Again you stand? We warned you. The beast.
She moving though? Hold on. She moving though. I want y'all to repeat this right here. She is real life moving though.
We warned you.
She in the Cardi die lit. Bro. She thinks she Cardi right now. Yo, she moving. I can't lie to y'all, she moving.
The blast taking Diana off her feet and sending her bouncing along the beach. A short time ago, Diana sits with Cersei in their cave on the Isle of Hell.
Oh, her name is Cersei? Shout out Game of Thrones.
The two sit in their chairs. Finally, Diana works up the courage to speak. Mother, I want to ask you about this word, Diana says, motioning to her book. Cersei nods and smiles, closing her own tone. I thought you might, she says softly. It's important. I'm afraid, Diana whispers. But Cersei shakes her head. She knows that her daughter fears little. You're not afraid of the word. You're afraid of the change saying it will bring, Cersei says. She reaches a hand for Diana's cheek. Say the word, Diana. Say it and know it is what you are, Cersei tells her. Diana pauses for a moment and nods. Amazon, she whispers. And so, Cersei tells her daughter the truth. She tells...
Oh, so she's able to say it. She's able to say Amazon. I thought the word was banned. She's able to say it, but not the mom. Or like anybody that's not her.
Of the
Excuse
day
me.
that Apollo brought her to this damned island that became their home, brought Diana into her life, and how Cersei grew to love her, and that the god banned her from ever saying the word.
Yo, she got the A word pass. I say, yo. Now, real life, you can only say it if you're an Amazon, bro. You can't say it if you're not, bro. She got the pass. She got the
They
pass.
don't
My
want
fault,
me
bro.
to
She
know
got the
I'm an
pass.
Amazon. They took me from them, and they tried to stop me from knowing what I was. Why? Diana questions. Cersei stands and takes Diana in her arms, explaining that the Amazons protected the world from darkness, and without them, the very world may end. Or perhaps you will say your name again and become what you were always meant to be, Cersei whispers. Tears begin to fall from Diana's eyes. Amazon! Diana calls. Now, on the beach, the warrior struggles to her feet, a look of determination on her face as she stares up at the massive monster that threatens the city. No, Diana whispers. She reaches into her pouch, pulling forth a lasso of magical power, its red fibers whirling around her as she stalks forward. The monster looks down at her once more. Away, warrior! You are beaten! Leave us, as we must prepare the way. This world is ours now! The monster says, motioning her away. But Diana shakes her head. No, she growls as she begins to float into
Oh, no. Okay,
her
this is
eye-
a much better panel. This is a much better panel. See, the black and red looks better when she don't got the whole fit on. When she don't got the whole fit on, this look a lot better. This look a lot better. This look a lot better. I know all y'all in the chat saying she's so. I'm not. I'm reserving it. I'm reserving it. I'm not seeing anything yet for me to say she's so. No, you got. If you want Snowfire, you gotta awaken Snowfire. She has not awakened Snowfire yet. I'll be honest. I'll be for real. She looked like she got the Dragon Ball pose right now though. She hitting these. She hitting one of these. She about to start powering up like these, man. She about to hit it, bro. She getting real close.
As they cast the reflection of her weapon. For I am Diana of Themyscira, last of the Amazons, daughter of Cersei, princess of hell, witch of the Wild Isle, and you will not have this world while I still draw breath. The world is in danger, but thankfully...
Oh, that was it? That was a pretty short first one. Okay. I feel like the other ones had quite a bit more happening during the first issue. Maybe I'm tripping.
Number 2.
Maybe
I
I'm
hope
tripping.
you enjoy.
Let's keep going.
Gateway City, the massive creature known as the Harbinger, from the depths of the ocean, steps forward, but is met by Diana, who stalks up the Gateway City beach with her magic lasso whipping around her body. The Harbinger fires a blast of energy from its great eyes, which Diana dodges under. She lashes out with her lasso, striking the monster across the face. That is but a taste, Harbinger Prime. Retreat now and save yourself, she orders. But the monster bellows for its minions, and the small lizard-like creatures launch forward, swarming over Diana. Retreat is due, you fool, the Harbinger rumbles.
Oh, she whipping her whip around like that? She hitting one of these? Oh, that's tough. I ain't gonna lie. I mess with that. I mess with that right there. Real life, I mess with that.
Spell and knocks away the small creatures with her lasso. The Harbinger has left her no choice, and she whirls the weapon over her head and tosses it around the great beast's neck. Hear me, Harbinger Prime. This is a weapon forged in the fires of hell, fashioned by the sorceress Cersei and made from the remains of the last basilisk. It binds and burns in proportion to your sins, Diana tells the monster.
Damn.
Harbinger Prime roars with pain as its skin begins to sizzle. Release me, Amazon! Release me! The Harbinger Prime yells, his screams of pain shaking the buildings around them. Diana nods her head. You shall have your freedom on one condition only, Harbinger Prime, she tells the monster, ordering the creature to return to the depths from whence it came, and tell its master that the earth is now under the protection of Diana of the Wild Isle.
Damn, she got an Omni-Man moment. This is word for word, bar for bar, what Omni-Man said. This is word for word, bar for bar, what Omni-Man said.
Ordering the creature
to
return to the depths
Wonder Woman.
from whence it came,
Okay.
and tell its master that the earth is now under the protection of Diana of the Wild Isle, princess of hell, and the last Amazon. The Harbinger stares at her for a moment, before finally dipping its head in submission. We accept, it rumbles. Diana nods and releases the creature, allowing it to return to the ocean, its small minions following close behind. Diana lowers to the ground, watching as the ocean returns to its former calm. Behind her, the smoke of the battle billows. And as the smoke begins to blow in the ocean breeze, a lone soldier steps through. "Diana?" he asks. The princess turns slowly and regards her lost friend. "Steve," she says gently.
Is this if I'm misremembering, this is the dude that she always, every single Wonder Woman story I know damn near she ends up with like a army person, like an army dude. Is it Steve? Is it this dude right here? Or nah?
On the shores of the Wild Isle, Diana was walking one day and discovered a man washed up on the shore. Rushing
It is?
to his
Okay,
side,
bet.
She leaned over his battered body. Please tell them. I'm sorry, Steve gasps. His eyes flutter for a moment and close. Who are you? Where did you come from? Diana wonders quietly to herself. Lifting the man in her arms, she rushes back to their home. Cersei turns in shock as the door bursts open and Diana rushes inside, the man in her arms. "Mother, bring the Cerberus fur. It's the warmest," Diana shouts as she lays Steve in her bed. She quickly tells her mother the story of finding the man on the beach, and even Cersei is shocked by the tale. Finally, she sighs and turns to their kitchen. "I'll put the kettle on."
F that white boy Steve Trevor. I need her choking me with them thick thighs. Yo. Do I have to turn off the Wonder Woman? Everybody's gooned out today and I don't like it. There's no way. Y'all niggas is down astronomically, bro. Where was all this when we was seeing Talia al Ghul and Absolute Superman, bro? I was fighting for my life. Y'all niggas saying, "Oh, Zeb, you gooned this, you gooned that." That was a prime melanated black woman on my screen. That was so tough. Y'all niggas ain't say nothing. But now that it's Wonder Woman, now that it's a Caucasian woman, now that it's a snow bunny, we got everybody in the chat unable to contain themselves. This is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all under that hypnosis, as I said. I've been saying it. Y'all under that hypnosis. Y'all need to set yourselves free. Y'all need to let go. Y'all need to open your third eye. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I'm really telling you. I'm really telling you. Someone said, I'm not gonna lie, Wonder Woman a community ball. How is she? Is Wonder Woman for the streets? How many niggas has she been with? She only been with what? Superman, Batman, and Steve? That's all I know of. Now you could say she community ball. That's only 3 people though. That's only 3. I wouldn't say that's community ball when you got like these superhero niggas, yo, they be with 30 plus just naturally. Like, bro, Peter Parker, you want to talk about community ball? Like, I know for like guys and girls it's different. I would say Peter Parker's a community ball. Cause it's not like this nigga's pulling them and he's like he's asserting his male dominance. No, these girls are pimping that nigga out, bro. I ain't gonna lie. They're stretching that nigga booty hole. I'll be honest. Peter Parker's the type to get his butt eaten, bro. Like, real life. Like, no, bro. Dude, Peter Parker, you want to talk about community ball, bro. They be passing that nigga around. Hey, if I was Peter Parker, I'd get passed around too. But like, man, I don't know. I wouldn't say Wonder Woman is. There's definitely worse. There is definitely worse characters in comics. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if like Harley Quinn was a community ball. Like if someone really evil talked to her nice for like a good like 2 minutes, I feel like she'd fold. Even if it wasn't the Joker. Like if the Joker was dead or something and like a good supervillain talked to her for a little bit, she'd fold. I feel like I don't think that's a bad take to even say. I'll be honest.
She mutters.
I don't think that's
Later,
a bad take to even
Steve
say.
awakens to find Diana sitting with him. She offers him a warm cup of tea, explaining where she found him. "So, where are we?" Steve finally asks. Diana looks away sheepishly. "Well, this is going to be hard. You're in the underworld," she tells him. Steve springs out of the bed in shock. "Wait, hell? I'm dead?" he shouts. The 2 women shrug. "Not exactly," they say. Steve sits back on the edge of the bed, his head in his hands, muttering to himself. I'll just give you a minute with that," Diana says softly. Later, Steve joins the 2 for dinner. apologizing to them for his outburst. Cersei introduces herself with a shake of his hand. Fortunately for you, you landed on the Wild Isle, which, thanks to Diana and myself, is the safest place to be, if you have to be in hell, she explains. Steve nods. His
Wait, so
mind still
is the island called hell, or is like are they actually in hell? Like, I thought they called it the Isle of Hell. I thought it was like a regular island on Earth, or is it? They're legitimately just calling it hell. Is it actually hell? Like, what's going on here? What's going on here? They in hell, nigga, bro. Say swear, bro. So it's actually in there. So how did he get here? Did Apollo bring him here too? How did you get? You're a regular nigga. How did you get here, buddy?
But he
About to
turns
find
to
out.
Diana and asks her to show him where he washed up on the shore. As the two walk along the beach, Steve explains that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm not seeing it. I know y'all all in here. Y'all acting down bad. I don't know if it's the art style for this series. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it, chat. I'm not seeing it. I'm not saying Wonder Woman chopped, because best believe there is some Wonder Womans that I need that lasso choking me. But this one right here, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know why Yahoo is now my primary. Yo, this computer, I'm about to after this stream, I swear I'm actually breaking this into pieces. I did not once in my entire freaking life switch to Yahoo. Oh my god, I looked up Wonder Woman. Niggas was showing me toys from 1967. Like, this is why no one used any other search engine, bro. Y'all niggas show the most useless things I ever seen in my freaking life. What's wrong with you, bro? Like, let me go to animated series. Like, best believe, God knows what I'd let this one do to me. Y'all want a She's So Bad? I'm gonna hit her. She's so bad. Y'all know it, man. Y'all know it. Y'all see it. I can see it. I can feel it. She's cooking right here. Like, y'all want to talk about it? Let's really talk about it. Like, there is some Wonder Womans. I'm not like this one from the 2009 film. Rah. Hold on. Man. Come on. I don't know, bro. I'm not seeing it. This look like somebody I could see in the Starbucks, bro. In all seriousness. Like, I live in Massachusetts. I see girls like this every day. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not seeing what y'all seeing in the chat right now.
Show him where he washed up on the shore. As the two walk
Someone in the
along
YouTube
beach,
chat said, absolute Wonder Woman over DCAU Wonder Woman. Not even gonna lie. If we're talking looks, buddy, I'm not gonna lie. I need to examine your brain, because there's definitely some brain cells missing. If you're talking character, we're gonna have to find out. If you're talking looks, you're insane. You're
he
actually
explains that he thought he had lived a good life, that he didn't believe that he would be going to hell when he died. Diana shrugs. Here's what I think. Not everyone here belongs here. It's just sometimes where we've ended up, she tells them. The two of them stare out on the ocean for a time until Steve finally turns back to her. Thank you for saving me. Twice, he tells her softly. Diana smiles. You're welcome. Gateway City, now. The two stand on the beach for a moment, regarding each other. But Diana rushes forward and hugs the man. Finally, she pulls away and smiles. I hoped I would see you, but I never dreamt it would be today, she tells him. Steve smiles back. What are you doing here? He asks. Diana shrugs as Pegasus lands nearby. Saving the day, she explains. Steve nods, telling her that the military command wants to speak to her, though she might not like their attitude. Diana nods and motions for Steve to lead the way. You do not need to warn me, Stephen. I am not entirely naive in the world of men. I had a teacher with a sharp tongue in these things, as you well know, she tells him. But minutes later, Diana is standing tall, while a rather short general yells at her about the destruction that she caused while supposedly helping stop the monster that attacked Gateway City. When the general had stopped to take a breath, Diana finally spoke. I understand your position, Commander. I am an outsider and an element you can't control, and that frustrates you. But this is not my problem, Diana says, explaining that
Cook
the real
that
problem
nigga.
is the next monster that will arrive, and that more lives will be lost if they do nothing. But I will coordinate with you to the best of my ability. This world is not prepared for what is coming, and you will need my help, she tells him. The general is shocked as Diana turns away from him and looks at the tactical maps of the city. How is the
Oh, she about to
evacuation
cook.
proceeding? She asked.
She
the
about to
nearby
cook.
officer. The tone
You
in
see how
her-
she's looking at that table? This is like the y'all know that meme of Lil Durk and Young Thug when Young Thug took over the computer. This what that looked like right here. She about to cook up something crazy. This Diana's taller than 6'9". She's AD. She Anthony Day. I thought everyone here was just short. Like he looks like he's 5'4". I thought everybody here was short. She's 6'9". You telling me I'm gonna be looking at her like these? I might need that. The art style does give me Greco vibes. See, I don't know. This art style, I'm gonna watch the whole thing before I say something about it, because it might just be like the first two. I think this art style is probably the weakest. Like, I haven't seen anything where I'm really like, oh, that was fire. Like, I have not seen anything crazy for real. Zeph, how tall are you? I am 6'2" to 4. I don't know which, but I'm 6'2" to 4.
voice doesn't invite questions, and the officer immediately begins to give her answers. Slow, but we were going to stop the orders. You killed the monster, right? Or send it home? He asks. Diana shakes her head. I did, but that was just a harbinger, a messenger of things to come, she says, warning them that the next creature could arrive within the hour, and that they need to evacuate at least a mile away from the coastline. The general gives the order to continue the evac, but turns back to Diana and Steve and begins to shout again. Finally, Diana has had enough. She steps up and stands over the general, seeming more imposing than before, anger flashing in her eyes. I think we both know you need me quite badly, given what just happened. But I don't need
Damn, look
you.
at her eyes.
So perhaps rethink how you would like to approach this conversation, and we'll retry this when you've calmed down. Hopefully before more innocent lives have been lost, she says. She turns away and storms towards the
Understandable crash out. I ain't gonna lie. Understandable
entrance to the
crash.
command center. I'll be outside, feeding my horse, she snaps over her shoulder. Steve follows her outside to find her feeding magical energy.
I was about to say, like, how does he even eat? He's like, this nigga's a skeleton, bro. How does he even eat? That's very funny. Magical energy.
To the skeleton.
Yo, they just be riding
Steve
anything.
steps forward and pets the undead steed, who nuzzles him with his bony muzzle. I'm sorry about what happened in there, Steve tells her. Diana nods her head. It's disappointing, but I expected it, she tells him. She informs Steve that other heroes will appear to fight what's coming, but Pegasus rears up and whines before she can explain more. A wave of magical energy washes over the city, and Diana turns to see the soldiers falling to the ground and clutching their heads. She moves forward, pushing through the psychic energy. She approaches the beach and stares in shock. Steve joins her, and they both stare up in horror at the great creature that has risen from the waters. Oh my god, Diana, what is it? He asks. Death personified, she whispers.
Is that
She
a
begins to-
fly?
He asks.
What is that?
Personified.
Bro, that looks like that's like a fly squid fusion. This nigga look nasty. Oh my goodness. Zeph, that's you, bro? I ain't gonna lie, you're banned. You're banned. Someone say she got a big ass nose. Yeah, real life. Get that yam off your face, nigga. Get that yam off your face, nigga. I don't know. This art style is so. I'm not gonna say bad. Let me not say bad. It's very different. Let me say that. Like, it's got like she got a different face every time I see the screen.
Steve
Not gonna lie to
joins
you.
her, and they both stare up in horror at the great creature that has risen from the waters. Oh my god. Diana, what is it? He asks.
Yeah, if you actually got to read it because it got some crazy paneling. I always read the comics after I watch the videos. I say this every time 'cause I don't want people to just like be like, oh, you just read videos so you watch comics. I read the comics every single time I finish these videos. So I'm going to do my binge probably like right after stream just so I can see. But we'll see how good the paneling is. But I don't know. With comic paneling, I might doubt because comics just don't put the same effort that manga does. I'll be honest.
Death, Steve and the others to completely evacuate the city. I'll buy you some time, but the Tetracide leaves nothing behind, she says as she moves forward into the water, the great monster rising up before her.
Damn, bro. That is insane. Fishy Poom Poom like he Ruby
The
Rose, bro.
Princess
That's
of
tough.
Hell returns
Let's see
today
it.
to
Next
fight
one.
for humanity,
Let's go.
far away from the shoreline.
Come
Where
on.
3.
Yo, Super Saiyan in the cover? Okay. I bet. I like that. Yo, this is a tough cover. Let's see if it picks up. I'm not gonna lie. Out of Superman in Batman, that was the weakest 2 issues. Like, there was nothing there that really enticed me to keep going. I'll be so for real. There was nothing in those 2 issues. If I was reading this myself, I would not have kept going after that. That was a very weak first 2 issues to start out. I'll be honest. It's not looking too good. We'll see if it picks up. Hopefully it does. Maybe if I read it, I'll enjoy it better. But we shall see.
By Kelly Thompson. I hope you enjoy. Far away from the shoreline, where Diana fights against the mighty demons, the staff of the Gateway City Natural History Museum watch the battle unfold on the news. But no one is staring as hard as Barbara Minerva. The hot coffee is forgotten in her hand as she recognizes the warrior woman on the TV from something in her studies. Wonder Woman, Barbara whispers before turning and rushing out of the room, pushing past her startled coworkers in her mad dash. Meanwhile, at the boardwalk, Diana has returned to the military command center as the Tetracide continues its slow movement towards the shoreline. Diana enters the command center and leans over the table. I used magic to slow it down, buy us some time, but the Tetracide is very resistant to magic. My mother would have been more effective, but alas, we only have me, Diana tells them. She turns to look at the gathering of soldiers. Before you leave, and you should all leave immediately, it's important that I tell you how the Tetracide kills, so that
Barbara's
you may have a
Cheetah?
hope of fighting it.
This girl right here is Cheetah. Shorty right here.
The Natural History Museum watch the battle unfold on the news, but no one is staring as hard as Barbara Minerva.
She's probably gonna become Cheetah. I don't think she's Cheetah right now, but I know Cheetah was like obsessed with Wonder Woman, or like they was like working together or something like that. At least according to the movie, from what I remember. But it was something like that, bro. I don't remember. OD. Comic Historian isn't the best at getting most of the details. Yeah, I'm hip, but I think he's infinitely better in a binge and like YouTube watching sense than Comic Historian. Just because Comic Historian, like, we would still be on issue, and y'all know with my yapping, bro, I can't binge him. I'll watch every single time I watch a new issue. I'm gonna switch to Comic Historian from now on. I could not binge his content because he's a yapper and I'm a yapper. If we were binging this, and for his videos, every issue would probably be 20 minutes. If I was to watch 20 minutes times 13, and that's already like 4 hours, plus me yapping on top of his yapping, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, we would never get done with these. That's why I watch these, because like he goes straight to the story, even though it's not fully in depth. He makes it suitable for a reaction binge, if that makes sense. You know, and then like all the other details that he misses, I will find out myself. Like Absolute Batman, he completely skipped some of Joker's appearances at the end. You know, and I remember because I was talking with someone about Absolute Batman like a day after. I didn't read the comic after I watched the video. I wasn't able to do it that same night. And then someone was like, "Oh, what do you like?" I said something about the Joker. He's like, "What are you talking about? They just showed him in this issue." I was like, "What?" Like he completely skipped that. It was when they revealed he had the baby suit. Completely skipped that in his video. So there's some things that he does just completely skip. But Comic Story, and I think just like for a binge, just doesn't fit, to be honest. But that's enough of
The Tetracide is very resistant to magic. My mother would have been more effective, but alas, we only have me, Diana tells them. She turns to look at the gathering of soldiers. Before you leave, and you should all leave immediately, it's important that I tell you how the Tetracide kills, so that you may have a hope of fighting it after it has killed me, Diana tells them. The soldiers move closer, their eyes wide with fear as Diana tells them all that she knows. She explains that Tetracide literally means 4 killer, and that the great creature kills in 4 ways: death of fear, death of mind, death of body, and death of soul. Death of fear doesn't sound so bad, one of the soldiers points out, but Diana shakes her head, explaining that the monster will emit a sound that will make it so that all who hear it will no longer be capable of feeling fear. And because of this, they will be drawn to the Tetracide. They will rush to the great monster and will walk right into its waiting jaws, where they will suffer the great agony in the death of mind, body, and soul. I don't want to be dramatic, but the people who are crushed to death in the race to the Tetracide's maw will be the lucky ones, Diana says as she looks at those gathered. So please, for the love of Hera, leave this place. Run if you can, she tells them. Diana pauses for a moment as they all watch her. Then, with a final nod, she walks out the door. Steve follows her quickly, but Diana begs him to try and get as many people to safety as he can. I cannot help them once the sound begins. and it will begin very soon, she says over her shoulder as she stalks towards the beach. Pegasus waits for her. The great monster is still in the distance. Diana sighs and places a hand on the bony steed. Pegasus, keep your distance. Attack with hellfire if you can, but stay out of reach. If it lays one tentacle on you, that's it. I'm quite sure Zeus will make certain that you're not resurrected again, my friend, she says softly as she lays her head on his bony muzzle. Pegasus leaps into the air with a stamp of his hooves. Diana begins to fly.
That panel was tough. That panel was tough. Her nose about long as that forehead. Alright, bro. I'm taking your model away and I'm banning you, bro. It's over with. You're done. You're done. You're done.
Sword and lasso. Tetracide, I wish you no ill will. I only seek to protect these people, this city, this world. I will give you the same offer I gave the Prime Harbinger. Leave now and never return, or die by my hand. Diana calls as she floats before the monster. The Tetracide's response is a roar that echoes across the city. Diana sighs and nods her head, a steely determination in her eyes. So be it, she says softly. Diana whirls and throws the massive sword, sticking it into the Tetracide's head, the lasso wrapped around its hilt. She flies fast, racing around the monster and wrapping it up with the lasso. Goddess Nike, lend me your winged speed, if not victory, Diana prays.
Hey, what's
the
going on?
Tetracide is quickly wrapped as Pegasus swoops in and fires bouts of hellfire upon it. But the plan doesn't work, and a massive tentacle reaches up and pulls the sword free. And the lasso falls uselessly with it. But Diana doesn't stop moving. She reaches inside her magic pouch.
She getting cooked. I ain't gonna lie, she getting cooked. She had a good move too. This right here, that was a good move too.
Goddess Nike
did nothing.
Pegasus swoops in and pulls the sword free.
Ain't do nothing.
The lasso falls uselessly with it. But Diana doesn't stop moving.
She got a whole Zabu's up late, real life.
Magic pouch as she swoops back towards the monster. A brief spell whispering from her lips as she draws forth a massive axe. Strike true, my friend. She calls to the blade as she flies among the tentacles, slashing and cleaving them from the monster. But one of the slippery appendages reaches out and wraps around her arm, pulling tight. No! Diana screams. It wasn't that long ago that Diana lived upon her island with Circe. Steve had grown used to living on the island, helping Diana fight off the Kraken that seemed to have grown fond of him. But he still longed to return to his world. Do you miss it terribly? Tell me about your home. Diana requested one night as they sat by the fire. Steve smiled, and a faraway look could be seen in his eyes as she watched him. He told her that Gateway City was on the coast, and when the sun would hit the ocean, it would seem to dance before your eyes. That night, as Circe cooked their dinner, Diana began to study. Eventually, she closed her book and stood. Steve, would you mind grabbing some firewood from the pile by the door? Diana called as she crossed the room to her mother. Once they were alone, Diana whispered her plan to Circe. I found it, Mother. The way to send Steve home. This spell, Diana whispered as she showed Circe the book. But Circe points out that the spell requires a worthy sacrifice, not a small one. I understand it perfectly, Diana tells her before Steve returns. That night, Circe awakens to find her daughter sitting before the fire, whispering quietly. Diana? What are you doing up at this hour? Circe...
Zeph, you make the best reaction videos. You actually sound like you know what you're talking about, and your commentaries are so fun to listen to while I'm studying. Hey, I appreciate you. OD, bro. You know, being headed on the grind. I don't got much to talk about what's going on right now. I know right now she's just finding a way to send Sam back, or what is it, Steve? Forget the nigga name. But not OD for us to talk about here. I'll be completely honest. Why her eyes keep changing color? I think it's because different time frames. Like I know right now it's blue. When was it here? Black or red? Now it's still blue here. When did it change color? Oh yeah, here it's red. I don't know. I thought it was time frame thing, but it's blue. It's red here, and then like in the same battle, it's blue. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. Maybe they explain that. I doubt that's miscoloration.
Perfectly, Diana tells her before Steve returns. That night, Circe awakens to find her daughter sitting before the fire, whispering, "This is up. If I am a great warrior, and will someday be an even greater one, a savior of humanity, as you say, then I cannot fail in my first mission for humanity," Diana tells her. But Circe doesn't understand. Not a small one. I understand it perfectly, Diana tells her before Steve returns. That night, Cersei awakens to find her daughter sitting before the fire, whispering quietly. Diana? What are you doing up at this hour? Cersei whispers as she crosses the room. I couldn't stop thinking about it. About what I am, Diana tells her. She glances up. If I am a great warrior and will someday be an even greater one, a savior of humanity, as you say, then I cannot fail in my first mission for humanity, Diana tells her. But Cersei doesn't understand. Diana motions to Steve, who is asleep nearby. One good man is all it takes to save the world. He wasn't a gift, Mother. He was a test, Diana tells her. Cersei shakes her head and reaches for her daughter. We don't know that, she whispers. But Diana pulls aside her cloak, revealing her severed arm laying before the fire. If we are right that I am a great warrior, then the dominant arm of a great warrior is a worthy sacrifice, Diana tells her mother, who gasps and kneels by her daughter's side. Diana, what have you done? She cried. The next morning, Steve finds the women on the beach, standing before a roaring green fire as they cast their spells. He is shocked.
Yeah, I would have ran away. I'm not gonna lie. Dude, imagine you're staying at a girl crib. She already got the black hair, the black lipstick on. You go outside, her and her mom are hitting rituals out in front of a fire. I ain't gonna lie, I'm hightailing it out that bit, bro. I'm running for my freaking life. I'm running for my freaking life, my nigga. Hell nah. This is crazy. Nah, this is insane, bro. That is so tough, bro. I don't even watch streamers like that, so I'll give my props up to my bros. I appreciate you, my nigga. Bandana Beats. Oh, I don't know if your sub came up. I don't know if you already did it or you're going to do it. I didn't see it pull up, but shout out to you, my boy. You the GOAT, bro. You gotta get on stream again, bro. We missing you out here. I gotta raid you again.
Missing her arm, but before he can question the events, the spell takes effect. Steve begins to disappear. Diana, he calls, but the island is gone. And once again, Steve finds himself on the beach of Gateway City, shocked and confused. The spell was cast, and Steve was gone. Diana looked sadly at where he once stood. I'm sorry you didn't get to say goodbye, Cersei tells her daughter, but Diana shakes her head. I will see him again, she says softly. In the present, the tentacle tightens on Diana's arm, but she whispers a spell, and the arm suddenly disappears with a crackle of magic. Diana falls through the air, but begins to fly again and returns to the command center. Are you okay? Your arm! It took your arm! One of the officers says as he rises to her side, but Diana shakes her head, angry that the soldiers have not retreated yet. I'm fine. I lost my arm long ago. In its place is a magic arm my mother and I made. I can get it back, but it will take complicated magic. Diana says. She looks around, questioning the soldiers if she was...
Now, real life, already in her Sasuke arc, there's no way a squid nigga did this to you.
Suddenly disappears with a crackle of magic. Diana falls through
There's no way a squid nigga did this to you, bro.
Tentacle tightens on
No
Diana's arm,
way.
but she whispers a spell, and the arm suddenly disappears with a crackle of magic. Her side, but Diana shakes her head. Angry.
Come on, man. To be fair, the squid didn't take it off her. The spell just made it disappear. That's why I didn't say nothing when it first happened. But come on, bruh. Ain't no way. I didn't know that nigga was that cracked. She didn't do nothing to that squid.
That the soldiers have not retreated yet. I'm fine. I lost my arm long ago. In its place is a magic arm my mother and I made. I can get it back, but it will take complicated magic. Diana says. She looks around, questioning the soldiers if she was unclear about them retreating. You need to leave now, she says.
Now, I ain't gonna lie to y'all niggas. I ain't gonna lie to y'all niggas. I know I was talking all that. I know. This panel right here. If I'm putting myself in that nigga's shoes, I'm taking the brain out of my cranium. I'm putting myself in that nigga. I'm looking up. I'm seeing this emo white lady looking down on me like this with the red eyes, the black eyeshadow, the eyelids protruded down at a 75-degree angle. I ain't gonna lie, I'm folding. I can't hold y'all niggas. I'm folding. This one panel though, she like 1 for 6. Y'all saying I'm switching up. She 1 for 6. Y'all was bringing up a lot of... Bro, she's 1 for 6 right now. I'll be for real. She's 1 for 6. I'll gas her up this one. She's been missing, though. She been missing though. She get 3 more out of me. I'ma hit her with the she's so bad. Right now though, this is the only one I'm seeing. This is the only one I've been seeing.
As she clicks on a prosthetic arm, she turns to find Steve standing before her, a hand reaching out for her missing arm. This is how you got me out. You gave them a hero's arm, he says softly. Diana smiles and places a hand against his cheek. I believe I called it a warrior's arm, but it was more than worth it, she tells him. Steve looks up, explaining that he doesn't want
see, I be saying she bad, and then we got panels like this. Get that yam off your face, nigga. Like, bro. Come on, bruh. Dude, she got a zucchini nose, twin. She got a zucchini nose, bro. They gotta get the angles right. Yo, they be doing her angles crazy. They be doing her angles crazy. This is why I said she 1 for 6. That's 1 for 7 right there. That's 1 for 7 right there, bro. That's a Ben Simmons stat line. Y'all saying, oh, I'm switching up. That's a Ben Simmons stat line, bro. Calm down. Shout out my nigga J Mars in the chat. Just peeped you. Shout out my GOAT.
Monster. I know. It's why you were worth saving. But you need to listen to me and go, she whispers. Diana heads back outside, hoping to buy the evacuation more time. But as she steps outside, she stumbles into Dr. Barbara Minerva. Miss, you shouldn't be here, Diana tells the...
Why is the soldier having his tongue out? When was that? Where was that? Oh, they freaked out. Mouth wide open. This nigga biting his lip. Nah, they real life freaked out, bro. That's crazy. Nah, them niggas, that nigga is crazy. They freaked out.
Into Dr. Barbara Minerva. Miss, you shouldn't be here, Diana tells the excited woman. Barbara stares at her in awe, and Diana turns to leave. Wonder Woman! Barbara suddenly...
I question your taste, Zep. That's a fine, greasy nose. Bro, Zeph, little story time. Before I let me not yap too much. I do know a grease woman. I have talked to a grease woman. She had quite a big nose. I ain't gonna lie. Her nose made her so fine. I'll be real. Her nose made her tough. She had a big nose though. But it was like the nose is what made her face like that, bro. Like in real life, I'm not even no troll. Like real life, bro. Like it really made it like that, bro. Like I've only seen it once. I don't know. There's not many Grecian women. I know 2 actually. There's one who's in Greece right now that I might actually go visit, and there's one that I'm talking about. They both have big noses. Yeah, they both actually do have pretty big noses. But nah, like if you got the nose arc and you got it like that, bro, you got it like that. But like I don't know many people with big noses. Like a Grease nose for real? Nah.
Diana turns back to her in surprise. The Amazons. It's what they would call their champion. You are one, right? An Amazon? Barbara says, her words rushed out. Diana stands before her. You know about the Amazon?
Bro, nah, she's giant. Look at her.
She asks. Barbara nods, explaining that she has before, right? An Amazon? Barbara says.
She can say Amazon too? Yo, that curse, that nigga, who the nigga that put the curse? Apollo? He a fake demon, bro. How do you ban a word? And this is the 3rd nigga in the story that said it. This is the 3rd person that said it. No consequence. No consequence given. You are a fraud, bro. You did all that in the first issue. You said, make sure you say it so I know it worked. Okay, the word Amazon is now banned. Nigga, nobody's scared of that, bro. Where did he say that? Where did he say it at, bro? From henceforth, the word Amazon is now banned. You got a regular human just saying that out the blue. Come on, man.
Diana stands before her.
Come on,
man. You know
man.
about the Amazons? She asks. Barbara nods, explaining that she has studied the myth of Amazons her whole life. She even wrote her dissertation on it.
It's only on her mother? Okay, I thought it was for everybody. I was about to say, I didn't know it was just for her mother. Because when I said, you see, bro, chat, y'all be lying to me, though. Because I literally said, when Wonder Woman said it, I said, oh, so she could say it? Y'all said only Wonder Woman could say it because she's an Amazon woman. And everybody else can't say it if you're human. Now y'all saying it's only Cersei. Why y'all lying? Why are y'all lying? I can pull up the VOD right now. Y'all lucky the chat's now showing on the screen. I can't show it on the freaking VOD, actually. I swear I'm not capping though. Y'all literally said, "Oh, could we?" Someone said in the chat. Someone said in the chat, "Oh, she got the Amazon pass. She got the A-word pass. She got the A-word pass." Y'all said she's the only Wonder Woman's the only person that can say Amazon, and everybody else got cursed. Now it's it was just the mom. Man.
The screech.
Even still, if it was just the mom, so she didn't know about Amazon, that nigga is so stupid, bro. Like, she found out when she was like 12. Dude, that gotta be the most useless curse. This is the most useless curse I heard in my freaking life. You ain't do nothing. That did literally nothing, bro. Ain't no way, bro. Zeph, just shush, bro. You say just shush like I can't mute you right now. I can real life mute you right now. I can time you out this very second. You out here talking about me shush. Me shush. I can time you out right now. We niggas will never hear you type in this chat again. Niggas will never hear you type again. Niggas will never hear you again. I can still keep talking. I don't know what you talking about. I'm so scared. Alright, man, watch this. Watch this, Zeph Jr. Watch this. Watch this, buddy.
We will
Watch
speak
this,
on this more.
Watch
Diana
this, buddy.
says before leaping
Watch
into
this,
the
buddy.
air and flying
Yes, sir. We got Zeph Jr. up out of here. Everybody say yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Celebrations, bro. My bad, that nigga. On God, bro. Don't actually man him,
staring at the Tetracide as it grows ever closer. But Diana finally has a plan. Something that might save the people of Gateway City. Diana gathers a news reporter and his cameraman, bringing them to the highest building in the city to work her magic. She looks up at them as she begins to trace a magic sigil. This is not for recording, gentlemen, Diana tells them, explaining that magic is very powerful and sacred, and someone must earn the responsibility to wield it. She begins to cast her spell, and finally looks at the reporters to begin broadcasting. Once the camera is rolling, Diana begins to speak to the people of Gateway City, warning them of the horror that is coming, but asking them not to be afraid. My name is Diana, and I'm afraid that I need your help to save your city. This will be difficult to hear, to understand, but to save you from the fate of the Tetracide, I'm going to briefly make the entire city deaf, she tells them. She knows that the people will be afraid, but they need to remain calm and help those around them while she battles this great evil. I came here to save your city, but today will be up to each of you to save your city instead. I know you can do it. Wonder Woman.
So this is what y'all was talking about?
She tells Gateway City. She reaches for a magic file in her pouch and smashes it in the center of her sigil. A powerful magic explodes outwards, and a green mist begins to blanket across the city as Diana's plan begins to take effect. And so, Wonder Woman's plan to save Gateway City is put into action. The entire city is about to lose their hearing, but thanks to Diana, hopefully they...
Next one. But that's what y'all was talking about. Cause when we watched the Absolute Batman issue, y'all were saying that Wonder Woman also was on live, saying that she whooped niggas. Also, Almighty J stuff. I did not know that she went on live too to save people's lives though. I didn't know she went on live too though. I did not know she went up on live. That's crazy. Okay. I did not know this little squid, I don't even know what you call him, this fly squid hybrid was gonna be this much of a threat to the point where she got to evacuate the whole city.
Wonder Woman stands as the main line of defense between the Tetracide and Gateway City. But can she defeat the living embodiment of death itself? Welcome to the Comic Store and...
Zach, let me get my badges back. I don't even know how to give your badges back, Gangy. I don't even know how to give back your badges. How do I give back your badges, bro? I don't know how to give that back.
Story series where we take trade paperbacks
I dead took your chain. You should still have mod though. When I mute you, you lose your mod. Say you swear. No, you still got mod, bro. You just maybe reload your page. Reload your page. Try.
Into digestible bytes to help you understand. Then we read them dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panel's text and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. If you enjoy these stories, be sure to support the industry and go chew a candy. Watch the news of the attack on the TV. They watch as Diana stands before the camera, asking that everyone help their neighbors as the spell of deafness falls over the city. Etta holds up a sign for her sister, explaining that she is going out to help. She reaches for the door to their shop and opens it, but both sisters are shocked to find Diana and Steve Trevor standing before them. Hey Etta, can we come in? Steve asks. But Gia suddenly begins to freak out. Oh God, I can hear you. Am I going to hear the death sound? Gia...
Zeph Cook Low Bro real life upped all of his swag. I took that nigga whole chain. I had to. Did you actually lose mod though, bro? Did you actually lose mod though?
shouts as she quickly covers her
It
ears
says
in
you
a
didn't.
panic. But Diana smiles and motions for her to remain calm. You're okay. I've done a protective spell around this building so
swear.
that we can communicate safely. Steve introduces Diana to the pair, explaining that she and her mother were the ones who protected him while on the Wild Isle in Hell. Etta and Gia stare at the Amazon in shock. This is a lot to process, but I'm guessing there's no time for that. Why are you here? Etta asks.
There you go, bro. I got it back.
Steve nods and smiles, explaining that Diana needed help of the witches. Stepping forward, Diana puts an arm around Gia and motions to her shop. Fear not, Gia. I come seeking only ingredients, no more. I had to use the last of some things for the spell to deafen the city. Diana tells her. She flexes
W Black Queens. W Black Queens indeed. You are so right. Y'all want to hear her. She's so bad.
Use the last of some things for the spell to deafen the city. Diana tells her.
Just wait on that one.
She flexes the prosthetic that has replaced her magical right arm, explaining that while the arm was forged in fire by Hephaestus himself and is a powerful weapon, she will need her magical second arm to defeat the Tetracide. Gia nods at the warrior. Arms are good to have, she says softly. Diana begins to list off the ingredients that she requires, and Gia moves quickly around the shop, gathering the most rare items from a safe. Diana smiles at her. Gia, thank you. You are quite the witch, she says as the final items are laid on the counter. Diana looks around the room, questioning whether the girls have somewhere else that she can cast the spell, because there will be quite a lot of blood, Diana notes. A short time later, Diana is in the back room of the shop. Her upper body was covered in the blood that Steve, Gia, and Etta donated. The trio watch.
Oh, hell nah. They doing blood rituals? Y'all willingly gave the blood? Is this the bands of y'all taking the blood? Hell nah. Hell nah. Whole time she hitting that, fetch me their souls. Y'all know that sound? Bro, she fetching their souls. Oh, hell nah.
Diana begins to mutter her
We good off that, man. I ain't gonna lie. We good. We so good off that, bro.
Fill the room.
Hell nah, gang.
Into Diana's chest. Long ago, on the Wild Isle in Hell, Cersei rushed outside from her cave home. She falls to her knees and tries to catch her breath. So the visions have started then, a voice calls to her. Cersei looks up, but keeps her eyes shut tight. You did this? She demands. There's a long pause. Yes, my most devoted disciple, the voice finally answers. Cersei asks why. Why would the voice do this to her? Why would she allow her devoted disciple to be imprisoned on this island and bring her a child that wasn't her own? There is a great and powerful game afoot, Cersei. A new path has been set, the voice says, explaining that she foresaw that Cersei would love and care for the child, and that the child's love would in turn change Cersei. I could see that only one such as you could raise the hero that we would need. I see that you will, in time, defy even me to protect her, the voice says. Suddenly, a light fills the sky that Cersei can see even through her tightly shut eyes. You may look upon me, Cersei, most beloved of all my beloved. Look upon Hecate, and know you are blessed, and will be remembered. The goddess calls. Cersei opens her eyes and looks upon the goddess of magic and witchcraft.
Damn, that's a tough design. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'll crack it. I'm cracking that. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Hold on. Niggas is on that. Niggas is on that. Hold on, bro.
Slams into Diana's chest. Long ago, on the Wild Isle in Hell,
So that was a
Cersei rushed
flashback.
outside from her cave home. She falls to her knees and tries to catch her breath. So the visions
I do have to
started
re-see
then.
this.
A voice calls to her. Cersei looks up, but keeps her eyes shut tight. My most devoted disciple, the voice. Why would she own? The voice. The child could raise the hero that we would need. I am to sleep on her bed and witchcraft. Shortly, she returns to the cave, where Diana is asleep on her bed. Cersei looks at her daughter, remembering the visions of the future that she saw in her dreams, of the hero that Diana would become. Diana suddenly opens her eyes and reaches for Cersei. I had a bad dream, Diana whispers as Cersei lays next to her, whispering that she too had a bad dream. Diana yawns and pulls tight against her mother, asking what her dream was about. Cersei takes a moment, staring up at the rocky ceiling of their cave dwelling. The future. She finally whispers softly in the darkness. The door to the stockroom opens and Diana steps out, her magical arm returned and glowing.
Ain't no way. Blood all over her face. I ain't gonna lie, bruh. Hell no.
Thank you, my friend.
Hell no.
My strength has fully returned.
Hell no.
I owe you a debt, and it will not be forgotten, Diana says as she moves to wash the dried blood from her body. She moves towards the door, preparing to head back out to battle the Tetracide. But she is shocked as she looks at the pier, as smoke and fire show the creature's path into the city. By Hecate, no, Diana whispers. She leaps into the air, flying back into the city. She hovers close to the massive monster, trying to think of some way to stop its advance. The people of Gateway City can't hear the death sound, so they are not coming to the monster. Instead, it has gone looking for them. Every step shakes the earth, and buildings quake and crumble at its passing. Suddenly, an idea springs into mind, and Diana flies back out of the city. She returns to the ocean and hovers over the place where her sword disappeared beneath the waves. She begins to cast another spell, and the ocean begins to bubble. Finally, the blade breaks free of the waters and returns to her hands. Hello, my friend. I've had a very big idea for you. You're going to love it. Diana says.
This is where
with
she
a
gets her
smile.
sword back.
She
Okay.
reaches into her bag and pulls out a potion bottle. Another quick spell, and the red liquid inside begins to bubble. Diana throws the potion onto the beach, and the air is suddenly filled with the screeches and cries of humanity. Horror and fear echo throughout the beach. Inside the city, the Tetracide suddenly turns.
No
It begins
way.
to move back towards the beach. Drawn to
Yo,
the
the
sound
drawing of that is cold. I'll be real. I like this right here. This is very creative. Like the spinning words and the colors they use. This is dope. I like that right there. That's
anguish
very
that it
cool.
yearns for.
That's so
Waiting
cool.
at the pier, Diana has begun to cast another spell. This
Shay just
time on
dropped
her
51 with 22 free throws. No way. Who they going up against? Who they go up against? Thunder or who? Thunder and the Pacers? Quick interruption, bro. Sorry. Ball talk. I gotta hit that. Let me finish this. We got like what, 2 minutes left. Let me finish this and we go look at it. Let me finish
begins
this.
to glow green, and as the spell finishes, it grows even larger. Yet Diana still wields it as if it were as light as a feather. She leaps into the sky, holding a sword so massive that it could stand against the likes of the Tetracide. Yet the monster does not seem to notice as it continues towards the cries of anguish. Diana hovers over the great monster, ready to strike with her blade. Finally, she shouts an order to Pegasus, who blasts the Tetracide with hellfire. The monster looks up and opens its mouth in a roar. Diana responds with her own battle cry and charges downward. The sword is pointed at the monster's mouth, and there is a sickening sound as the metal pierces the great monster, cutting it in two.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness! I just peeped that. Hold on, dude. It's like sometimes like I don't even be registering what's going on. Yo. My goodness. Damn. Yo, she was really moving like guts. Berserk was, dude, that sword bigger than her body.
Sound as the
Nah, that was
pierces the
fire.
great monster, cutting it in two.
Wow.
The monster trembles for a moment before falling to the side, defeated. Victorious, Diana walks away, with news cameras capturing the entire ordeal. Meanwhile, in the Oval Office, the president is watching the event unfold. He looks at a nearby woman. Kale, you're the national security advisor. Advise already, he demands. The blonde woman turns to him.
Yo, even in here, the presidents be so useless, bro. Yo, no way, bro.
The event unfold. He looks at a nearby woman. Kale, you're the national security advisor. Advise already, he demands.
Yo, advise already is crazy, nigga. Think for yourself, bro.
The blonde
Oh
woman
my
turns to
goodness.
Mr. President,
What's wrong with this
even
nigga?
if she killed that thing, I'd say we still have a very big problem on our hands. And there you have it. The Tetracide has
Okay, next one.
supposedly been defeated.
Let me start the
but
next-
It doesn't
oh.
look like Wonder Woman.
Let me start the next one. Let me look at that game real quick.
Diana.
Let me look at that game real quick. Alright, so we're gonna pull that up. Where am I? What the freak? There it is. Let me close this off because niggas want to be lagging now. Let me close this real quick. And then I'll take my screenshots. All right, let's take a look. All right, so damn. Number one, I'm more so happy. The Pacers are still keeping up. They don't got Halliburton, and they still. Now, granted, OKC don't got Jalen, so like this is probably farther than it actually is. This is probably farther than it actually is. But like Shai's now dropping 50. If they went into a series again, Shai's not dropping 51 every game. Let's say he drops his regular 30. The other of this 20 is going to Jalen. So this is not actually what would go down, but I'm just doing like stupid mental math. If Jalen was there, this is a close score though. Even with no Tyrese, this is a good score, bro. I ain't going. This is a good. And even when Tyrese was down, they were only. How much did they lose to in that game 7? Like 10 points. It wasn't even that much. And they were closing the gap. If you were watching that game, they were closing the gap. If they didn't have enough time to actually close it for real. Game 7 finals. What was that score of that game? It was like, yeah, it was a 10-point game. And like 10-point game to these niggas is like 5. Do you know how many deficits they closed in this freaking run? Like this was so close. Like once the Thunder pulled away, they kind of never caught up. But like I think the Pacers, if they just had one, they just didn't get a run. Like look at this. They only really got gapped in the third quarter. It was when they pulled away the third quarter, they never closed it. But if they got a run, they just never got a run going. If they were able to get a run going, they could have done something crazy. Cause like Nesmith played terribly. Turner, I don't know how much they averaged in this series, but like 3 points, my nigga. Come on, bro. I don't like how much did Nesmith average before that, bro? Like, if he even played just a little bit better, I feel like that would have been a closer game. Yeah, 10. Like even if it was just 10. That would have been closer than the 13 they lost. He was at 3 points, so like what, 7 more points? That becomes a 5 game. That's a 5-point deficit. Like, you know, like I don't think the what's it called? I'm just looking for Nesmith. Like how does Nesmith usually average? Yeah, 14. I would go to StatsMuse, but StatsMuse sucks sometimes. Whenever I want to actually look for something, StatsMuse is so bad. Actually, like the worst thing. StatsMuse is so terrible when you want to look for something, bro. Aaron Nesmith average in NBA Finals. All right, so 6 point. So not that bad actually, but I don't know. I think the Pacers are low-key underrated again because they lost Holiday. I feel like they still do pretty good. Even though they lost him and Miles Turner, I think the Pacers are still going to be pretty good. I feel like they're going to upset somebody and when no one expected it again. Like, they act like because, like, Tyrese is gone, that team is terrible. I think that team is still a threat. I think the Pacers are still a threat, bro. Like, niggas is sleeping. They think it's like, if it's Tyrese or bust. Like, them niggas were still cooking with no Tyrese, bro. Like, I think the Pacers are gonna like shock niggas again this year. I think they are gonna. I don't know who they're gonna match up with in the playoffs. They're gonna beat a team that no one thought they were gonna beat. Like they might match up with like Giannis again. They might destroy Giannis again. They might like beat like the Pistons or like even I won't say the Knicks. The Knicks is kind of crazy, but like they're gonna upset somebody that no one's expecting. I feel like because no one believed them. Nobody believed them last year. I was watching. Y'all was in the chat too. We had OD Knicks fans in the chat. This is why I was playing Elden Ring. Bro, I thought they was going to lose against the Bucks. They destroyed them in 5. I thought the Cavs were going to get them. They destroyed them in 5. After the Cavs series, I was a Pacers believer. I'm not going to lie. I was a Pacers believer against the Bucks, but I was too hesitant to say they'd be better than the Cavs. I just thought it was they didn't have Dame. But after the Cavs series, I was like, nah, these niggas different. These niggas are actually different. And then the Knicks, I always thought they were going to beat the Knicks. I didn't think the Knicks were making it to the finals. And they beat them in what, 6 or 5? I forget. But and then pushed OKC to 7. Like, bro, that team different, bro. That team different. I think people are massively underrating them. I don't think they're as bad as everybody thinks. I feel like everyone thinks they're going to be like terrible. It's like, no. Like, I think they're going to make it to the second round bare minimum. Like, I think whoever they match up with the first round, if they don't win it, it's going to like 7, bro. I think people are massively underrating the Pacers, bro. That's just me, though.
Glaring up at the Tetracide as its body slides apart, cleaved in two by her mighty greatsword. But Diana knows the truth. While the monster is severely wounded, it is not yet dead. Her sword tumbles through the air, shrinking as she catches it. Suddenly, there is a sound of approaching fighter jets. Diana looks up as the U.S. military opens fire on the Tetracide with missiles. The powerful weapons fly through the air, but the Tetracide lets out a bellowing roar and swats away the 3 missiles.
No way! Yo, imagine this happened in real life, where America tries to nuke something, and then like the nukes literally get hit back towards the country. Bro, that'd be the I can't even imagine that visual. Imagine we try to nuke Russia. Them niggas have like a secret barrier that just bounces it right back to the Washington, D.C., bro. We'd be so cooked. Yo, that'd be crazy, bro. Oh my goodness.
Turn back towards the city. Hera, no, she whispers. She leaps into the
Kalel,
air and
no!
gives chase, whispering words of magic and tossing a spell to stop the weapons. Hecate, please, aid your servant in her hour of need, Diana whispers as she throws the spells. 2 of the missiles are grabbed and turned away from the city, but the 3rd missile manages to continue forward. It grows closer to striking one of the buildings, but suddenly, Pegasus is there, opening his bony jaws and breathing a burst of hellfire that destroys the weapon. Thank you, Pegasus, Diana whispers. She glances up to see the fighter planes turning around for another pass. Can't be having any more of that, she says to herself. Shortly,
quite literally,
the
bro.
Pilot glances up from his
Yeah, I might get some
his
McDonald's,
eyes
bro.
widen as he sees the female warrior flying alongside.
I might DoorDash when we watch this. We're gonna be here for a minute.
Not do that again, all right? Diana requests. He stares at her for a moment, dumbfounded, but finally nods. Yes, ma'am, the pilot says with a nod. Diana nods back and flies off. Finally, she is floating over the mighty Tetracide, which is already slowly healing.
Oh my goodness.
Its bisected body back together. Diana stares at it.
Yo, my entire computer like turned off. I think it's like whenever I touch here, something happens. Okay. Ain't no freaking way. I was about to say something about her back. I was gonna pause the video, say something about her back, and my entire thing turned off. She got a good built back. Her back is built. Zep, did you like Absolute Superman or Batman more? I think Batman is the best one that I've read, and I think it's still going to be the best. Wonder Woman, maybe when I read it after stream, I'll see. Wonder Woman is not overly impressing me right now. Not overly. I feel like it's gonna get crazy. I think this is probably just like this is probably an opening. I think whatever this is gonna be something big. I think it's gonna become crazy. But right now, nothing has happened.
Now, she needs to end this fight. She reaches down to her belt and begins to unravel her glowing lasso. Her mind fills with memories as she thinks back to her time on the Wild Isle in Hell. Cersei had handed her daughter the lasso as they sat around the fire. It's a last resort, Diana. You will need that more than once where you're headed, Cersei had warned. Diana smiles sadly at her mother and sighs. Would it trouble us so to talk about some of my future in a positive light, Mother? Diana asks. Cersei looks up at her daughter and nods. Diana, I'm very sorry if I've given you the impression your future is negative.
Like, I think in terms of like entertainment, I think Batman is like by far the best, but I think Superman had a lot better character writing. Like Superman like actually was like about Superman. Like he had a actual arc for his character and all that. We haven't got to any character arc for anybody in Absolute Batman yet. I can't think of right now. Like no one's going. There's no real like character through line yet. At least right now. There's nothing happening right now. Superman there has been. Like, we go through Superman's whole thing. Especially that last chapter where the cape was kind of showing him, what was it? Where he was having that breakdown and the cape was showing him that flashback. I forget what it was at the current moment in time. But I think Superman had focused a lot more on the character, specifically Superman. But Batman is just like a lot more entertaining action-wise and all that. Wonder Woman, we gonna have to see. It seems like this is very character orientated because they're going a lot. I think this is probably more flashbacks than Superman. Superman had a lot. Batman has quite a bit too. I think this might be the most flashbacks so far. I think every issue had one. But we gonna see. I think this might be more character based too. We gonna have to like actually see.
Beauty and horror, danger and opportunity, which is why you will need this, Cersei says. She wraps the lasso around Diana's hand, explaining that it will hold anything and that it has the power to transform anything. I have named her Thesia. It means sacrifice, Cersei tells her. Diana stares down at the glowing lasso in her hands and nods. Her quest has begun, and she leaves Cersei by the fire. A short time later, Diana returns. Her body is cut and torn, blood seeping from several small wounds. You didn't have to wait up, Diana gasps as she collapses by the fire. Speak plainly, Diana, Cersei whispers as she looks up to her daughter. Diana looks up, memories of her battle with the Harpy filling her mind. They fought into a cave, with Diana losing her battle axe. She had no choice but to use the lasso to strangle the monster, watching as the light faded from her eyes. I found it a bit cruel, Diana finally whispers. Cersei stares at her for a moment, anger flashing in her eyes as she stands. Diana, not everything you will decide to be your best friend. Many will try to kill you even before shoving away your hand of friendship. Thesia is made exactly for that, Cersei says before turning away and walking back to their home. Diana sighs as she watches her mother leave. She tends the fire, slowly putting it out. She either cannot see the cruelty in it, or she does not care, Diana whispers. But suddenly, there is a light within the smoke as the fire goes out. Diana looks up as her goddess Hecate floats before her. You're right.
There she is again. Yes, I know y'all said 6 arms, I'm freaky. Yes, I'm still cracking. I'm still in that, bro. Sorry, not sorry.
Hecate
Buddy.
leans down to her chosen warrior, explaining that Cersei made her daughter a cruel weapon, but would only do so because she knows that Diana would need it. Diana bows her head. This weapon, perhaps we do not see things the same way, Diana says softly. But Hecate shakes her head. This lasso is your mother, girl. She made it with love and pain, fire and blood. It's a lasso of transmogrification, because transformation is what she knows best. And for you, she demands only the best, Hecate whispers before disappearing in the smoke as it dissipates. Shortly, Diana returns to her cave and finds her mother, asking for her forgiveness. There's nothing to forgive, Cersei says softly, not looking up from her tea. But Diana kneels before her mother. Thesia is not a weapon I would have made for myself, but I see that as a good thing. As for myself, my vision is narrow. I will always benefit from my mother's eyes. I was wrong to doubt you, Diana whispered. Now, she floats over
W Mother Glaze, I suppose. W Mother Glaze. Zeph, can I handle all that? I definitely can. Definitely
staring
can.
at the monster as it continues to heal. She lowers to the beach and looks down at the lasso in her hands, looking at Thesia that her mother had created, and a plan begins to form in her mind. Of course, it was in front of me all the time. I am become her. She who is both terrible and tragic, cursing and cursed, forever entwined in injustice, a living hell. This mantle must I accept today, for a far greater good, in hope and faith that I will once again someday become Diana of the Wild Isle. Diana, last of the Amazons. Diana, daughter of Cersei. Mother, please do not forget me. For now, Diana whispers as she begins to wrap the lasso around her arm, remembering her mother's words, her teachings. Diana's body begins to transform, growing in size as her skin becomes thick and scaly. Now! I am doomed. I am Medusa.
What? No way that's what that was.
Looks down at the lasso in her hands, looking at
That's what the lasso was?
who is both terrible and tragic, cursing and cursed.
Bro, can all the lassos in Wonder Woman series transform her? Or is it just this?
Medusa.
Do all the lassos transform? Or does she all have a lasso of transforming? No way. That is hard. That is hard, bro. This specific one. Okay, bet. She got even finer. Y'all all saying this. If you look at her in the eyes, you're turning into stone. Y'all niggas forgot who Medusa was. Y'all saying this, y'all won't even be able to look at how fine she really is. She really exists. She was in front of you right now. She said, come crack me. You not even being able to crack. Like, what are we talking about right now, bro? What are y'all talking about?
And none that see my face shall live.
She roars as she raises up as the half-snake creature, her hair twisting and hissing. Back at the magic shop, Steve, Minerva, and the sisters watch the transformation on the news. What happened to her? Steve whispers in horror. She's Medusa, Dr. Minerva says, as she explains the story of Medusa.
Yo, who's Shotty in the back? Who that? What is it, man? Is this the shorty from earlier that they got the like witch stuff from? She did not look this good last time. Oh. Oh. Hey. Yo, shout out my black queen. Shout out my black queen, bro. She's 50, nigga. Do I care? Y'all saying, bro, she's 50. I'm like, oh, never mind. Yeah, like, if it was 15, I'd be like, oh, okay, never mind. Nigga, that's 50, bro. Like, nigga, what? She's so? Like, y'all act like 50's bad. Have you seen Bernice Burgos, my nigga? Yo, she probably older than your mom. Hold on, bro. Dude. She is real life older than your mom, and she look stupid tough. Dude, if I get Yahoo again one more time, how do I do? I hate when my search engine changes on its own. I don't know if I went on a site and it changed it by itself. I hate when that happens. Well, I'm gonna let the video player try to change that, but it's like, bro, like, it's right here. Like, this is Bernice Burgos. She like damn near 50. And she look mad good for her age. She look OD good for her age, bro. Mad good for her age, bro. But yo, I ain't gonna lie. She's so her too in this panel. I ain't gonna lie. Redhead, bro. You would get that too. Let's keep going though. Let me fix this while I
back on the beach.
Let this play.
Medusa slides forward, hissing as the Tetracide roars at her. She stares at it, and the Tetracide stares back with its many small eyes. Those eyes regard Medusa, and the curse suddenly takes effect. The Tetracide stops moving, its body transforming into stone, stopping forever.
Wow.
But Medusa isn't done. She turns back towards the city, sliding forward, searching for more prey. It's dead. Why is she still Medusa? Minerva asks as she watches her laptop. Maybe it's not that simple? If you become something else, how do you remember what you were? Edda asks. Steve ponders this for a moment before nodding. He tears the sleeve from his shirt, making a blindfold. Your friends remind you, he says as he heads for the door, not allowing the sisters to stop him. Meanwhile, Medusa is moving through the streets, her tail lashing out and smashing buildings as she slides forward. But a voice calls out to her. Diana? Steve says, moving forward, his eyes covered. Diana, I know you can hear me, and I know you understand that this is not who you are. You must remember, you are Diana, Witch of the Wild Isle, daughter of Circe, the last of the Amazons, Wonder Woman, hero of Gateway City. Steve calls. Medusa holds her hands to her ears as the scales begin to fall away. The snake body begins to shrink, and once again, Diana stands before him. One good man can save the world, Steve. Thank you, Diana whispers to him. But the battle isn't complete just yet. Thanking Steve once more, Diana flies back to the beach and punches the now stoned Tetracide hard enough to crack the stone and shatter it, making sure the beast is destroyed. She returns to the beach to find her new friends waiting for her. What now? They all ask. But Diana smiles at them. Oh, there's so much to be done. I'm not going anywhere, she begins to explain. But suddenly, a hole opens up in the sand behind them, and a massive glowing hand reaches up, grabbing Diana and pulling her into the hole, leaving her friends stunned on the beach and staring after her. What the f***? Edda finally shouts after a long pause.
Literally, though.
And thus concludes...
Nigga, what? couldn't be the
Diana
that
had
couldn't be
defeated the
that couldn't have been the Tetracide.
and saved Gateway
No
City.
way.
But her celebration was cut short as a giant hand pulled herself in the throne room of Hades, Lord of the Underworld. Diana does not hesitate to kneel before the Lord of the Dead. Princess.
If you ask me, so far this comic run is at, I think this is a slow start. I feel like for how people hyped it, I feel like it's gonna pick up. Again, I'm not gonna give my full thoughts until I actually read it, but so far it is very slow. I'll be honest. Although the Wonder Woman, the absolute Wonder Woman truthers, I'ma be real. That this first arc was kind of slow. We go see what's up with this. The art looking a little bit better. Art looking better.
Face. Hades orders from his throne. His body is a swirling wisp of
Oh,
dark
Hades!
on
Yo, that's tough. Yo, you want to? This remind me of, dude. There's a scene in Yu Yu Hakusho where Hiei comes back from the Dragon of the Darkness Flame, and he comes back in like a blue. He comes back in like a blue flame. It looks very similar to this. I would pull up the clip. It might take me a while. I might do it while I let the video play. He looked tough. Squid talking about he cute. Squid, you might be the nigga version of me. Like, you every single nigga that on the screen, you say he fine. You just like me for real. I ain't gonna lie, Squid. Yo, Squid, I might have to indoctrinate her, bro. Like, actually, I might have to crown her like these, like real life. I'm talking about Steve from Minecraft, nigga. Oh hell nah, yo. Someone ban her out of my chat right now. Don't actually ban her. Ain't no way, bro.
Diana does not protest and removes her war helm. Lovely. Princess, you cannot leave the underworld, he tells her. Diana smiles and raises her head slightly, staring.
Oh yeah, that art style look much better. I don't know who done took over. This art style look tough. Let's see this.
Some god. Except I did, she says softly. Hades' eyes smolder for a moment as he glares at her. Yes, you did, and we'll be getting to how you did that in short order. But first, disarm yourself, princess, he orders. Diana motions to her armor, pointing out that she has no weapons. But Hades is no fool. He knows that as a true witch, nearly everything she is wearing is a weapon. The princess sighs and begins to unclip her armor and drop it to the floor with a clatter. I am surprised, sire, she notes. You are a god, and yet you fear my weapons? But Hades waves away the notion with an air of arrogance. Curiosity rules this more than fear, I'd say, he says, noting that Diana's tongue has been sharpened by her witch mother. Finally, Diana stands before the god, clad in only her normal clothes. She motions.
This is what I'm talking about, man. This is what she's so. Yo, she's so bad. Oh my god. This is what I live for, my nigga. Yo, this is what I live for, bro. Oh. Oh. Let's keep going, bro. Let's keep going, bro. Let's keep going, bro.
Down to the
Let's keep
armor
going, bro.
that surrounds her. Better? She asks. But Hades shakes his head and motions to the pouch at her feet. Do you think I can't smell an enchanted pouch? The magic coming off that thing might as well have cartoonish stink lines. Empty it, he orders. Diana sighs again and reaches for the pouch. Magic escapes the bag as she pulls free every object. Her buster sword clatters to the ground, and she gently lays her 3 lassos next to it. Hades almost smiles at her. Just what every growing girl needs, I see, he whispers. He looks to one of his minions and orders—
Do not clip that. Nigga says that you gotta go. Do not clip that. Do not clip that.
the creature to bring him the crimson lasso. I'd advise against that, sire, Diana notes softly. The minion reaches for the lasso, and as its hand touches it, it suddenly bursts into flames and disappears. Diana nods at where the creature once stood. None may wield the nemesis lasso but me, my liege, Diana explains. Hades finally leans forward and stands from his throne, walking down the steps to stand before Diana. We wouldn't have
god damn, this series went from 480p to full 4K. Oh my damn.
Weapons in such a dangerous place, unless we could be certain they would not be misused by others, Diana further explains. Hades stares down at the three lassos. You and your mother have been busy, he notes. Diana smiles again, pointing out that living in a dangerous place forces one to use weapons as a second nature.
Bro, there's no way y'all niggas clip that, bro. There's no way y'all niggas actually clip that. There's no way y'all niggas actually clip that, bro. There's no way y'all niggas actually clip that, bro. There is no way niggas actually clip that, bro. Say you swear. Ain't no freaking way. Sit in Discord too. Yeah, y'all done, bro. I'm on mama, y'all done. I'm on mama, y'all done. I'm on mama, y'all done, bro. Y'all done for it, bro.
Diana's smile falters as she thinks of her time on the Isle with her mother. She explains that as a child, Circe would send her on errands for simple weeds and plants. As she grew older, Circe would send her on more dangerous errands for ingredients. It was only when she sent me to Prometheus that I began to understand the true scope of my mother's vision, Diana says softly. Long ago, lightning cracks in the distance as Diana pulls herself up Mount Prometheus. Rain pelts down on her bare arms as she struggles up the side of the mountain, wishing to remain invisible to the eyes of whatever god might be watching. Finally, she reaches the place where Prometheus is chained, pinned to the side of the mountain and awaiting the punishment that was ever close. Diana stares at the giant god for a moment before unhooking the great axe from her back. She holds the blade out and slices gently along her arm, casting a spell.
Did this art get this crazy?
With her blood and blessing the
My
weapon.
goodness!
Prometheus looks up as the weapon begins to glow, noticing the warrior for the first time. Diana holds the weapon aloft. I ask your forgiveness, Lord Prometheus, she calls, shouting over the rumbling of nearby thunder. Diana takes a step and heaves the weapon, sending it across the plateau and crashing through the imprisoned god's chains. Prometheus stares at her for a moment before retrieving the weapon and handing it back to her. Diana kneels before him. Forgiveness for my inadequacy. I confess.
Nigga, is he naked spreading his legs? I don't think he has a choice, buddy. His arms were like this. He had no choice. No choice.
I have not the
Bro, I know some of y'all niggas in the chat can't even do this, bro. All your armpits are full of just pit stains, bro. That's tough. Hey, is what it is though.
Power to free you.
I know y'all can't even do that for real.
A respite might be welcome, she asks. Prometheus smiles down at her. It is indeed, princess, he rumbles. The two look up as an eagle approaches, prepared to enact Prometheus's punishment. But Diana calls out to the bird. It lands on her arm, and she asks that it take a break from eating at Prometheus. The eagle screeches softly at her, and Diana nods. Ah, thank you, sister. You will have the thanks and friendship of Diana, witch of the Wild Isle, for all my days.
Yeah, see, now I know what y'all talking about. Yeah, you see, now she look good. Like, now, like, this look fire. Like, this, yes. Like, this is what I'm talking about right here. Like, this is what single Zeph would be talking about. This is what he'd be saying. He'd say this is some top tier milk. Now I see what y'all talking about, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I like the art here, but more detail does not mean better art. I agree. More detail does not mean better art, but in this case, it does. I'm gonna be honest.
Diana whispers.
It just looks a lot more refined.
Leaps and flies away.
It just looks a lot more refined.
More
I'll be
alone,
honest.
Diana turns back to the god, who smiles at her. Circe has been clever. I am happy to see that she's not lost a step since becoming trapped in the underworld. I am even happier to see that her daughter is much the same. Prometheus tells her as he sits and relaxes. But Diana admits that she has come to the mountain for a reason. Prometheus nods. Well, princess, ask for your boon, he tells her. Diana holds out a vial and kneels before Prometheus, confessing that she needs a vial of his blood so that she and her mother may create a weapon that will only be used in the service of protecting humanity from monsters and even the gods, should it come to that, she whispers. Prometheus ponders for a moment before placing his hand before Diana, ordering her to strike him and cleave a small piece of his finger so that her weapon might be powered by his flesh and blood. Diana thanks him as she stands and takes up her axe, slicing through the tip of his finger. Bless this offering of flesh and blood in Hecate's name, she whispers as she picks up the piece and places it.
I thought she backdoored him. I'm not gonna lie, I thought she backdoored
Next,
him.
she holds up the vial and fills it with the draining blood. May it bring justice to the world, as Prometheus so divines. The blood of Prometheus, god of fire, fire of life. We thank you for your sacrifice, she whispers. But Prometheus is not done. He points to where his blood has spilled. Fire erupts, and a skeletal horse pulls itself from the earth. Diana, my last gift to you, Prometheus says, introducing her to the reborn Pegasus. Pegasus, like so many, has been radicalized by injustice. You will make a fine pair, Prometheus tells her. He bids her a fond farewell, wishing her to take leave before his...
Ah, so that's how she gets her twin right there. Ah, okay.
Diana nods and mounts Pegasus and flies away. Now, in Hades' throne room, Diana finishes her tale. The god of the underworld nods and looks down at the lasso, noting that he can sense far more power than from just Prometheus. Diana admits that it was also made from the last basilisk. You killed the last basilisk? Hades questions, and Diana begins another tale. Zeus was displeased with Circe and Diana, and so had sent the last basilisk to try and kill them many times. But this time, Diana had tracked the creature to its lair. She crept inward, aware that to look into the eyes of a basilisk is death. But Diana had taken precaution, and she had taken her eyesight with magic. The creature looked into her sightless eyes and realized that its gaze would have no power. Princess, the monster hissed. But Diana was ready and knew of the basilisk's weakness to exploit. In addition to removing her sight, she also removed her sense of smell and threw a magical vial at the basilisk, overwhelming its senses. It roared with pain and prepared to strike, but Diana met its attack and used her weapon to cleave the head from its body. Hades returns to his throne.
Cleared that nigga though. Hold on.
To cleave the head.
Yo, okay, dude, this looks so much better. All right, bet.
Hades returns to his throne. The last basilisk, he whispers as he sits heavily. Finally, he leans forward. His eyes smoke.
All right, hold on. My eats is here, so I'm gonna quickly go get it before niggas try to take my food. So, small little Zeph break. Let me throw on the video. It won't take me that long, but I'm gonna just throw on the video so y'all not sit in complete silence. Let's go here. We will play. I'm gonna throw on Drake.
You really think I won't make
I
a
will be
video
back.
on something this big? It's been a while since I did a rap video, man. DJ, play my... This rap beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar was crazy, bruh. I ain't seen a fight this hyped up since John Cena versus The Rock. Floyd versus McGregor even. Yet instead of a raging alcoholic and a brother that can't read, we got a 4'11" woman beater and... You a pedophile. This whole beef spiraled out of control so fast, I don't even know what happened, bruh. We went from friendly exhibition to Avengers Civil War, and that spawned so many beefs, I don't even know where to start. It even got to the point where Metro Boomin made a spear bomb so anybody could roast Drake. We got Japanese people roasting Brody, and even the Dominicans going crazy. Hey Drake, BBL. But yeah, as you could clearly see, the hatred is running so deep. Now, the easy breakdown of all this for those who don't know, Metro Boomin was hyped because Drake kept winning awards for just pooping on the mic. So he ended up summoning Kendrick like Mahoraga on his new tape. Kendrick's like, I'm not gonna lie, y'all some big niggas. And in response, Drake's like, oh yeah, well, you're short. And J. Cole's like, oh yeah? Well, joke's on you. I am a bitch. And then frolics away, leaving Kendrick and Drake in their ISO. And this is where most people will pick up the story, but no sir! Not me! I know a lot of y'all are saying J. Cole dodged the biggest bullet.
All right, I'm back. Let's get back to it. Zeph, you gotta be done like the DoorDash girl. Hell no! Yo, that was, dude, I saw that whole fiasco. Kind of crazy, bro. I find it crazy how everybody switched up on the girl. I don't know whether she opened the door or not, but like, knowing a DoorDash is coming and you're right behind the door being naked is still crazy, though. I don't know how niggas just forgot that. I feel like you're still freaked. Like, someone still gotta check who that nigga is. Like, I don't know if she actually opened or not. People are saying that there's no evidence. But if she said that she did, she's crazy for that. But, like, still, though. I don't know. I don't know, man. Ain't my life, so I don't really care about that type of situation. Let's keep going, though.
Once more as he glares at Diana. This has all been very educational, he says. He waves a hand, and something drops out of the darkness from above, dangling in spectral chains. Diana's eyes widen in shock and horror as she looks up at her mother. Cersei, her mouth clasped in iron, is trapped in the chains.
Yo, what is up with... Yo, Darkseid is a demon, bro. Every single hero just goes through the worst, most traumatic event of their life.
Diana whispers as tears begin to form in her eyes. Hades leans back on his throne. Ah, at last. No more smart remarks from that too sharp tongue of yours, he says. We all have weaknesses, princess. Yours was quite easy to pinpoint.
What? Nah, bro. Nah. Dude,
Diana.
so all of them just get all of these heroes just get tortured. They all get tortured. That's like their thing.
To Hades after
Let's see this, bro. Hold on.
Only to discover that her mother has been captured by the god of the underworld. Can she rescue her mother Cersei and escape the underbooks, helping you to Thompson of the underworld? Diana ran along the shores of the Wild Isle, chasing after one of her pet monsters. But she stopped short as she rounded the corner to see the queen of the underworld waiting for her. Lady Persephone, Diana whispers, but the queen merely nods and smiles.
Yeah, hey, hold on, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna lie, yo. I ain't gonna lie to yo. These goddesses different. Yo. I don't even gotta say. I know exactly what I'm about to say. She's
Hello, Diana.
Darkseid tweaking. Darkseid made all this. You tweaking, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I mess with your game, man. I mess with your game, man.
She offers.
I mess with your
Diana
game.
Steps forward. Surprised
I
to see
like
a
your
chief
game.
from the Wild Isle. But Persephone explains that she is trapped in hell, and that everywhere she walks, life follows her. She stands and holds out a hand for Diana. But in the underworld, everything dies, almost instantly. But sometimes, something very special breaks through. Come, show me the rest of your home, Diana. Perhaps we can encourage more to grow. Persephone offers. Diana smiles and takes her hand. I'd like that. Mother always needs more plants, she says. The two turn and begin to walk along the beach. Persephone looks down at the young Amazon and, almost as an afterthought, begins to tell her a tale. Have you ever heard the story of how I became the queen of the underworld, Diana? It involves a kidnapping and some very diabolical pomegranate seeds. The queen begins. Now, the queen watches as the chimera wraps its palm.
Nigga, what is going on? Yo, they got her fighting. Yo, she fighting demons, my nigga. Oh my god.
Around Diana's throat, but the warrior twists out of the monster's grasp and hits it hard, knocking it across the arena of the damned. Quite the fight, Persephone notes. Hades nods his ethereal head as he continues to watch. Thank you, wife, Hades says, absent-mindedly.
That's the wife?
The four on the Wild Isle.
There's no way Hades done pulled that, bro. There's no way Hades pulled that, bro. There's no way Hades pulled that, bro. No way, bro.
Kneels before their heart,
no way, bro.
Whispering softly so as not to awaken the sleeping Diana nearby. She bows her head, whispering for an audience with Hecate, the goddess of magic. Hecate, please answer me. This is for Diana, and I must demand an audience with you, now. Cersei whispers. Suddenly, there's a whoosh of flames, and Hecate's head appears in the fires of the hearth, blazing the room to life. Speak fast, Cersei. I only have seconds, Hecate orders her. Cersei nods and explains that she knows what she must do, but she doesn't know how she is supposed to get her young daughter out of hell. How am I to accomplish this impossible task? Cersei pleads. But the fiery head merely nods knowingly. There will be 2 escapes. The first is temporary, and you need not concern yourself with. The second is more permanent, but the path has been laid, Hecate explains. Cersei doesn't understand, but Hecate can't tell her more. Ears are everywhere, Cersei, she whispers, promising that Hecate saw what Zeus was planning long ago and began a new game. The way has been prepared, Hecate whispers as she explains that she once told Hades a fairy tale that impressed him long ago, before a strong breeze came through the cave, putting out the fire. Cersei sighs and looks up. The breeze stirs again and knocks a book from its shelf. She reaches for it and flips it open, revealing the tale, the lady or the tiger. Now, the Chimera takes...
Okay. No, the tiger putting belts of Al on her though, real life.
A deep breath and roars. Flames erupt and bathe Diana, forcing her back long enough for the creature to rush forward and slash the warrior with her claws.
My goodness.
The Amazon gasps with pain as blood spills from her wounds. Hades smiles and glances at his other captive. Cersei sits beside his throne in chains, her mouth covered, tears falling from her eyes for her daughter's pain. Care to place a wager, Cersei? Hades says. Before, Cersei and Diana lay in their bed as Cersei tells her daughter the tale of the lady or the tiger.
Now, I really don't know why Hades is doing this though. What did they do to deserve this? We're gonna have to find out, bro.
Upon a time
No way.
ago, there was a beautiful princess, Cersei began, turning the pages as the tale continued. She told Diana of a princess that fell in love with a handsome young man, but the king refused to allow them to marry, as the man was not a prince, but a poor farmer. He ordered his guards to take the man to the arena, where he would face 2 doors. The king declared that the gods would decide the man's fate. Behind one door was a beautiful woman, and behind the other was a tiger in certain death.
Hades a top tier hater after this for sure, bro.
Can't he
Definitely.
the tiger or fight it as a last resort? Diana asks her mother, but Cersei smiles and shakes her head. No, Diana, most people can neither communicate with tigers nor fight them and live, she explains quietly. The story continues. The princess was still very much in love with the man and told him that she would signal which door he must take. But the princess learned that the beautiful woman behind the door was someone that she was deeply jealous of, a woman who the young man had once loved, and the princess had long hated. Now, she had to choose the fate of her love. When the time came...
This is a real story. Hold on. This is actually... I heard this before. Tell me not, chat. This is a real story. I heard this. I swear I heard this before. And then she brought him to the door of the tiger because she didn't want him to go back to the girl. This is a real story.
The young man looked up the princess, and she gave a signal. He trusted her completely, and so walked towards the door that she motioned to. And Cersei closes the book. The end, she says gently.
Greek
Diana
influence?
looks up
Yeah,
at her mother
bro.
in confusion.
I swear that's a real
what?
story, bro.
She asks, unsure of why the story is stopped, pointing out that they don't know what happened. I think that's the point, darling, Cersei tells her softly. But this just confuses Diana even more. And over the years, Diana thinks on the story, trying to decipher its meaning and the lesson her mother was trying to impart. Finally, when she is a teen, Diana figures it out. Now, she punches the Chimera once more before...
Oh my god! Yo, that panel was
Diana
sick.
figures
This one's
it out.
really good too.
Now, she punches...
Bro. Dude, this art is crazy now. It's like the first 5 were like a trial run. And like this is like the actual series. Jeez.
The Chimera once
Bro,
more
this is
before
sick.
whirling and kicking it across the arena. Persephone sighs and glances at her husband. Tell me again, what is the point of the fighting, husband? She asks. Hades shrugs. Well, you know I like a good fight, and sometimes someone loses a limb. Very exciting. he tells her. Diana wipes the blood from her nose as the monster rushes once more. I am sorry, sister. Yield and fight another day, Diana pleads. But the Chimera roars in anger and charges.
She put it in that
Diana
work
grabs a
for
hold of
real.
the monster's
My
throat.
goodness. Oh, she put in that work. Oh, this is so tough. This is so tough. Yo, they gotta make... This is like... I could see a game of this coming. Like, this is tough. Hold on, bro.
And brings her to the
I'm
ground.
liking this arc.
She is beaten, Hades. Do not make me kill her, Diana shouts. But Hades shakes his head. Only one of you may leave the arena, princess. Hades calls. Diana glares at him. If you force me to kill her for nothing more than sport, then you are not the god I thought you might be. And it will draw a fateful line between us. Diana snarls. But she has no choice. And she twists the head of the mighty creature. Stop it
Tough,
once
bro.
the bones snap. Rest easy in your next life, sister. Forgive me, Diana whispers as she lowers the Chimera to the ground. She wipes the blood from her wounds and begins to recite a spell. Her eyes start glowing and she rises up from the floor of the arena, magical energy pouring off of her. Hades, you are no god, no lord. You are the warden of a prison, nothing more. Diana calls. Hades stands, his ethereal form pulsing with anger. You dare to speak to me in such a way? The Lord of the Underworld? He shouts. I do. Diana growls. She floats forward, power radiating from
She
her.
going
and
Super
Hades
Saiyan on his ass, man. Hold on.
forced back. How? How is she this powerful? He hisses. But she smiles at him, pointing out that her power...
Nah, this is tough. Nah, this is tough. And she talking that. And she talking that talk. And she talking that talk. Nah, this is 101, bro.
comes from being unjustly
This
trapped
101,
in
bro.
hell. I believe we have a game to finish. A question of two doors? Diana asks. Hades glares at her for a moment, before nodding and pointing to the two doors in the arena. Pick a door, princess, so I no longer have to look upon your face. Behind one door is certain death. Behind the other, freedom. Hades tells her, before revealing that if Diana should win her freedom, she will never be allowed in the underworld again until her death. He smiles back at Circe. You will lose your daughter forever. Your wild isle will be barren stone once more, for all eternity. He gloats. Diana looks to her mother and sees a tear rolling down her cheek. But Circe motions gently with her head, just like the princess in the story. Diana trusts her mother and flies down to the door, pushing it open to reveal a golden light from within. Thank you for trusting me, mother, Diana whispers, as she turns away from the door and flies back up. What's this? Did I stutter? You've won your freedom, and you may not return, Hades says to her. But Diana shakes her head and steps forward. She picks up her mother's chains and snaps them. About that, it seems some time ago, I had the occasion to eat some pomegranate seeds your wife gave me, Diana says as she frees her mother. Hades glares at his wife. What have you done, Persephone? Hades demands. The queen shrugs, pointing out that she has done nothing but feed Diana one of his treasured seeds, meaning that she must return to the underworld for 1 month for every seed taken. But
No
Diana
way.
did this out of love. It wasn't tricked like Persephone was. And so, Diana must return. Unless, of course, would you like to break the rules of the seed? You'll have your win, husband, but you will lose your bride, Persephone says with a smile. Hades looks to Diana and glares at her as his body...
Hold that nigga. Hold that. I don't know. I think he might. I don't know if he's gonna like fight her and try to kill her or something. Hold her though. Hold her though.
Missed. This is not finished, princess. You've made a grave miscalculation and a motivated enemy, he tells her before disappearing. Later,
Yeah, that boy a
Diana
bum.
flies her mother back
That nigga ran off, man. That nigga a bum.
to the
That nigga a
Wild
bum.
Isle, promising to return. I'll send you a message as soon as I build the Hyron in Gateway City, as we planned, Diana tells Circe. She holds out a hand to her mother. In Hecate's name, fare thee well, mother, Diana tells her as she floats away. In Hecate's name, daughter, Cersei whispers. And so concludes issue 7 of Absolute Wonder Woman. Diana has won her freedom from the underworld once more.
Let's get to the next one.
Diana has escaped the
Ultimate
underworld
Doctor
and has
Poison. Let's go back. Oh, they switched back to the other art style? No! Oh, man, that's tough, bro. That was a fire arc, though. I like that one. Hopefully, it keeps up. Hopefully, the writing of that keeps up.
My darling, are you next? She asks quietly as she picks up a pigeon. The bird coos gently at her as Diana attaches another message scroll to its leg. She picks up each of the birds in turn and gives each of them a scroll. Please, my friends, search far and wide for my sisters. Bring me news of them and take my message to them in turn. Go in faith and hope. Hecate protects you and all you love. Diana says to them as the birds take flight and flap away. Diana watches them until they disappear. Thank you, she whispers. Meanwhile, at an undisclosed location in the western United States, director Veronica Cale has arrived at Area 40.
Bro, side note, I hate when McDonald's puts too much mayonnaise on the burger, bro. Like, y'all niggas be nutting on my burger, bro. Like, chill out, bro. Like, goddamn. Keep going, though.
The headquarters of the Global Anti-Terrorism Organization. Cale doesn't bother looking at the security guards as she makes her way through the compound, eventually taking the elevator down to sub-level 7. How's her mood? Cale asks the security technician as she looks down on the glass bubble cell that lays in the room beneath her. The security woman looks up from her control panel. She's, bit agitated, the woman admits. Cale nods and sighs. That explains the 79 emails I've received from her this morning, Cale notes as she pulls on a gas mask and prepares to enter the cell. Keep your hand on that button while I'm in there, she orders over her shoulder. The technician nods as her hand hovers over the venting button for the cell. Cale prepares herself for a moment before hitting the door release. The doors slide open and she walks up to the glass bubble.
Cale, you unbelievable bitch!
Dr. Poison growls as she turns to look at her visitor.
Yo, what? What that nigga say? Hold on.
You unbelievable bitch!
Dr. Poison growls as she turns to look at her.
Yo, and the voice filter is crazy. He never used a voice filter before. This got to be the first time. He never used a voice filter before, bro. Never, bro. The male ratio be OD. Yeah, I don't know why y'all saying what. Like, dude, they put so much mayonnaise in the burgers. Like, they nut in it, bro. Like, actually. Like, nigga, come on, bro.
Visitor. Cale doesn't respond as she sits before the glass cell. Dr.
No
Poison,
pause on that.
What on earth can I do to please you today? Cale finally asks. Dr. Poison stalks forward in her heavy suit and bangs on the glass, once again demanding a new suit. For the last time, I have people working on it, Cale tells her, reminding the prisoner that there have been a fair amount of new developments in the last 24 hours. But Poison waves away the notion.
I don't care about your stupid Wonder Woman. I care about a new suit so I can get my fine motor skills here. Do you know how hard it is to do delicate experiments in this World War II relic?
She snaps. But Cale finally smiles a little beneath her gas mask as she holds up.
Zep eating nutty burgers, nigga, I wipe the mayonnaise off. I can at least show you the thing. I wipe it off because they put too much.
The recording device.
Nice try,
You're
though,
going to
Wade.
change your tune when I play something for you. I'm curious if you'll have a different reaction to it since you're non-corporeal. Dr. Poison suddenly slides out of her suit, revealing that her body is made up of sentient poison gas. Cale taps the play button.
no
on the
way.
recording, and the poison gas visibly begins to shake.
No way.
Rivers passing through it as if it is somehow in pain. Cale finally hits the stop button, and Poison stares at the recording device in fascination. See what you can do with it. I know it's not your specialty, but you're simply one of my best, Poison. I'll check in at the end of the week, Cale says as she passes the recording through the slot and stands to leave. Poison slides back into her suit and picks up the device, turning away to immediately start working. Her issues with their arrangement are forgotten for the moment as inspiration hits her. Cale heads back up to the security office, staring down at the doctor in her cell as she quickly gets to work. She's requested an exit permit, 2 hours. Fresh soil samples, she says. The tech tells her. Cale stares at the doctor for a moment before nodding. Approved. 2 hours. And she takes an armed guard. Cale orders. Meanwhile, back in Gateway City, Steve Trevor has led Barbara Minerva and the sisters Gia and Etta to Diana's forest home in the middle of the city. Wow, Barbara says as she looks around. She is drawn to a stone in the center of the clearing and slowly reaches out for it. Look at this stone, she whispers. But Diana is suddenly there and takes hold of Barbara's hand. Please don't touch the stone, Barbara. It is untouched by human hands, and I need it to stay that way just a bit longer. You may examine it at your leisure when I finish, Diana tells her. Barbara nods in disappointment. All right, she whispers. Diana thanks them all for coming and takes the ingredients she asked from Gia. This property is worth a couple million easy. They're not just gonna let you have this, Diana, much as they should, Etta notes. But Diana smiles and shakes her head. I think you'll find that I own it already. The land is mine. Though, owning land is admittedly an odd concept to me, Diana tells them. She begins to lay the ingredients out and ushers her friends away, asking them to step outside the clearing while she prepares a spell. Barbara tries to argue that she would like to watch and study, but Steve takes hold of her arm. Barbara, you'll soon learn to question her less. Trust me, Steve whispers as they step away. Alone once more, Diana looks down at her ingredients. She reaches for her knife and gently cuts her arm, drawing the necessary blood for the needed spell. Her eyes begin to glow.
Yeah, now these spells be crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie, these spells be crazy. I would not be hanging around her. I would not be hanging around her, bro. I'm sorry. I would not be hanging around her whatsoever.
She calls out to the gods, asking for the aid of Hecate, Athena,
Hell no.
Artemis, Hestia, Aphrodite, Demeter, and Hera to place her home and to aid her in her quest. The ground begins to rumble beneath her as stone pushes its way to the surface. When Diana opens her eyes again, a new home has formed before her. Moments later, Steve and the others return, shocked to find a full marble building standing before them. This was absolutely not here 5 minutes ago. This is insane, Barbara whispers, but Steve just nods and smiles. This is knowing Diana, he tells them. The door opens and Diana steps out, ushering them in with a smile. Come, I've made tea, she calls. The group sits around and enjoys their tea, but Diana suddenly turns away. Do you hear that? She asks as her teacup falls to the floor. Pain and confusion cross her face as she quickly moves towards the exit.
What's going on?
You stay here. You'll be safer here. She gasps before leaping into the air and flying away. Moments later, Diana arrives in Union Square over Gateway City. She looks down in horror as she sees small spiders crawling along the concrete, each one broadcasting a strange variation of the Tetracide's call. Hecate, give me strength to persevere, Diana whispers before she flies down, slamming into the ground and quickly beginning to attack the small mechanical spiders. She begins to smash them and pull people to safety, but there are too many strange robots. This is too slow. I need them to come to me. I need to be more of a threat, Diana thinks to herself as she reaches into her pouch and pulls out a glowing potion. She smashes it against the ground and the magic spills out, wrapping around her, engulfing her in a magical flame.
Does Wonder Woman always have this much magic? Like, she got magic on magic on magic on magic on magic, bro. It is actually insane. She got OD magic, bro. A witch like Diana could do whatever she wanted me. I ain't gonna run away, bro. YouTube chat freaked out, bro. Y'all are geeked. My goodness.
And skitter forward, crawling over Diana as they broadcast their horrid noise. The sound weakens Diana and she falls to her knees. Her mind is full of pain and confusion, but finally she gathers her strength and she smashes her fists into the ground, destroying large swaths of the robots. She leaps into the air and spins, throwing the creatures off of her. As she gathers herself, she turns and sees the spiders are coming from a nearby construction building. I hope whoever's up there likes getting punched in the
Okay, but her magic use is unique to this series. Okay, bet.
throat. Diana growls as she flies to the building. She lands on the upper floors and easily kicks down the half-finished drywall. Whoever you are, I hope you're at peace with your creators, Diana bellows as she storms into the room, her eyes glowing with magical fury. But Dr. Poison steps back and holds up her hands in surrender.
Wait, don't hit me! My name is Dr. Poison, and you're going to want to hear me out, Princess.
Poison shouts, making Diana stop short,
I know where you can find an Amazon.
her eyes widening in shock.
Oh my goodness.
She thought the Tetracide.
This is definitely bait. I don't know what Dr. Poison is cooking. Definitely baiting her though. This is definitely bait. She cannot fall for this,
I
bro.
hope you enjoy. Far above Gateway City, Diana grabs Dr. Poison by her suit and hangs her over the edge of the skyscraper. First things first, Doctor. Turn off your monstrous Tetraspiders, Diana orders as the tiny...
Yo, she out here moving like Batman. That's how you do that, nigga? Bro, she moving like Batman, bro. That's how you gonna do him? Oh, nah, okay. That's crazy.
Mechanical
No.
that broadcast the
No
Tetracide
shot.
signal stalk behind her. Dr. Poison scrambles to grab hold of Diana's arm and steady herself.
Bring me in! The controls are inside!
She stammers. Diana glares at her for a moment. No games, Doctor. You have seen what I will do to save this city. Do not think yourself special, Diana warns, before tossing her inside. Dr. Poison moves quickly, crawling across the floor to her laptop and begins to tap commands. Dr. Poison glances over her shoulder at the Amazon.
There's toxic gas in this suit. If you toss me out the window, it's sure to leak out and kill people.
Dr. Poison warns her. Moments later, the spiders all stop in their tracks. The signal ends its broadcast. Diana steps forward as she crushes one of the spiders in her hands. She is confused. Did your government do this to you, Doctor? She asks. Dr. Poison shakes her head.
Not exactly.
But they gave you this sound, didn't they? This poor recording of the Tetracide song? Unconscionable behavior, Diana growls. Dr. Poison reaches down and begins to pack up her laptop, pointing out that Diana is angrier with her government than she was with the giant monster that tried to kill the world. That was an ancient monster from another world, doing only what it knew how to do. It was not a clever human harnessing dangerous weapons it doesn't understand, only to use them to purposely hurt fellow citizens, Diana points out. But Diana steps in Dr. Poison's way, stopping her from packing up and ordering her to call all the Tetra spiders back to the skyscraper so that they can destroy them.
I didn't agree to.
Dr. Poison starts to argue, but Diana motions back to the window. Have you forgotten about the window, Doctor? She asks. Poison sighs.
Yo, her now talking, bro. She moving like bats. Bro, the moment she stopped agreeing, she said, "Do you remember the window?" Oh, nah, she different.
Back to the window.
Yo, I'm liking Wonder Woman.
Window,
I'm like,
Doctor?
dude, the series really picked up. Series, I'm liking this. I'm liking this,
She
bro. I ain't
asks.
gonna lie, I'm liking this.
Poison sighs, turns and sets the laptop back up, and begins to execute the commands. Behind her, Diana kneels and begins to trace sigils into the floor with a glowing potion. Tell me how you know of an Amazon. Tell me about my sister, Diana finally says. Dr. Poison continues to work on the laptop, but explains that in the lowest levels of Area 41, there's an ancient maze.
There are all kinds of things trapped inside.
Dr. Poison says, explaining that some of them were there when the maze was discovered, while others were put there by the government. Some are human, while others are creatures they don't understand. And was my sister someone you put in the maze? Or someone that was already there? Diana asks sharply. Dr. Poison turns back to her, explaining that the Amazon was already there. Now, the spiders have gathered around Diana, and she activates her spell. A portal begins to open on the floor, and the spiders disappear through it.
What have you done? Where are they going?
Dr. Poison asks as she backs away in fear. Diana stands and begins to hover towards the window. To hell. Don't do this again.
Damn. Yo, she moving different, bro. She moving different, bro. She moving different. Hold on.
Others are creatures they don't understand. And was my sister someone you put in the maze? Or someone that was already there? Diana asks.
I just gotta see this part.
Dr. Poison.
There are all kinds of things trapped inside.
Area 41. There's an ancient maze.
There are...
But explains that in the lowest levels of Area 41, there's an... Diana asks. The spiders...
Where
I
are
bet.
they going?
Dr. Poison asks as she backs away in fear.
I just have to rehear
Diana
that part.
stands and begins to hover towards the window. To hell. Don't do this again, Doctor. I'll be watching, Diana warns before flying away. Later, she returns to the Hyron and tells her friends everything that she learned from Dr. Poison. It's clearly a trap, Steve warns her. Diana nods as she gathers ingredients for her potions, pointing out that regardless of whether it's a trap or not, she must find this lost Amazon. There is nothing I wouldn't try, nowhere I wouldn't go, for the faintest hope of finding a sister, Diana explains. Steve follows her back inside, still worried about the potential dangers of her trip, pointing out that this maze is being used as a prison and that she doesn't even know how to get inside. But Diana has begun to mix her potion. She lifts a vase and pours the red liquid onto the floor. Dipping her hand in it, she begins to trace the outline of a door into the wall, while whispering words of power. Stephen, you know me well enough to know. I make my own doors, Diana tells him as the portal opens. Diana's friends step back in amazement as magic pulses through the room. Diana steps through the portal, and it closes behind her. She looks around at the dark and ancient stone maze. An odor of decay reaches her, and Diana wrinkles her nose. She holds out her hand and casts another sigil against the wall, creating a golden sun.
Maze Runner type timing? Not real life. Real life, though. We're gonna have to see what's up with this.
Mark where she entered the maze. Reaching down to her bag, she pulls out a magic torch that finally casts light on the dark tunnels. And so, Diana begins to make her way through the labyrinth. She wanders for a time. The corridors all begin to look the same. But suddenly, the sounds of battle begin to echo off the stones around her. Diana moves quickly down the hallway until she rounds the corner to find a scene of carnage. Strange fish creatures surround a minotaur, launching attacks against the angry warrior. Diana dons her helmet of...
Yo, why does this look like the fish people from Invincible, bro? Like, real life look like the fish people. Like, if y'all know, who's that one hero, the one fish nigga that Omni-Man packs up? Look just like him.
Minotaur,
just like him.
Attacks against the angry warrior. Diana dons her helmet of war and draws forth the nemesis lasso. She launches herself into the fight, pulling a fishman to safety before whirling and wrapping the lasso around the Minotaur's arm. Diana needs to find clarity in this chaotic situation. She wraps the Minotaur tighter and pulls him down to her level as she searches his soul for the truth of his intention. This will either bring him to his knees or prove his innocence, she thinks to herself. It takes but a moment, but she finds it. Quickly, she steps back and releases the man-bull. Apologies, friend. I don't know what this is, but you have my axe, she tells him. Diana whirls back to the fishmen, lashing out with her lasso to keep them back. Or perhaps the lasso will do, she says as she steps back to back with the Minotaur. What do we fight for, friend? Our lives or something more? Diana questions as the fishmen draw closer. The Minotaur glances at her. They want Petra, he grunts at her. Diana glances to the wall, where she sees a young woman, a siren. Nearly dead, but a siren nonetheless. The Minotaur lets out a bellow and rushes into the fishmen, driving them back. Diana joins him, slashing with her lasso and throwing punches.
They
The
cooking.
two warriors push the fishmen back until they start to hesitate to continue their attack. You have had but a taste of the nemesis lasso, fiends. It cries for your sin. Let it taste more. Come closer, I beg you. Diana calls
No,
to
that's
them.
hard.
The fishmen
Dude, is the lasso always like that? She said that earlier. It's like, bro, the lasso's like begging to taste your sins. That is so tough. But I don't think the lasso actually, they definitely made that up. Like, does the lasso actually do that, though? I don't think so. I don't think the lasso actually does that. Y'all let me know. I don't think the lasso actually does that.
retreat down the labyrinth. With the battle over, Diana removes her helmet. She turns back to her new friend as he reaches down and retrieves the young siren. We must go. I hear more menfish close by. They'll join together and redouble their attack. The Minotaur grunts. Diana nods and joins them, and the trio move through the darkness of the maze. Thank you for your timely assistance, stranger. I am Ferdinand, the Minotaur tells her, explaining that he's always lived inside the maze, and that he has a place that they can hide. They continue down the hall, and Diana glances at her new friend. I know this is hardly the time for it, but have you seen an Amazon inside the maze? Diana asks him. Ferdinand ponders on it for a moment. Some say Clea is an Amazon, though I have seen no evidence of it other than her strength. She is the monster who has taken control of the maze. The woman who hunts Petra, Ferdinand tells her. The pair round the corner and stop short. The fishmen are kneeling, and a woman walks across their knees. It's not Clea, it's Queen Clea, she tells them, glaring at them both. But then, you have always had a disrespectful tongue, Ferdinand. After I've grown weary of your screams, we'll cut it out, so I never—
All Lasso does in the main universe is for people to tell the truth. All this stuff it's doing is new. Oh, okay. I knew it was something very basic. I just didn't want to I was like, maybe they said it in a comic as like lore or something. But I don't know. She looked like someone. Yo, my nigga token black guy in the chat. He done said, I know she got steak poom poom, bro. Oh my. I don't know. She just gave weird vibes. I can't even say she's so anything. Like, she's so bad in this way. Like, I don't even mean that in a good way. I mean that like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. She don't give good vibes off.
Again, Clea tells them. Diana stares at the woman and knows one thing for certain. That is no Amazon. And that is where issue 9 leaves us. Diana has made a new friend in the labyrinth and found this mysterious Queen Clea. What will happen next? You'll just have to wait until next time. So be sure to turn on those... Absolute Wonder Woman must save the Siren Petra. But can she save herself? Diana stands ready. The maze corridors are tight around her, but she steps in front of the Minotaur Ferdinand and the Siren Petra. Diana glances at the seemingly young girl. She is surprised that the Siren does not use her song to merely lay waste to their enemies, but realizes that she may be unable to speak. Reaching into her magic pouch, Diana draws her axe and prepares for a fight. Don't let them get around us! Ferdinand rumbles as the fishmen rush forward at the urging of Clea, their queen. Diana meets them, ramming into one and slamming him into the stone walls. Another falls to a slash from her axe, before another is tossed over her shoulder. The Minotaur joins her, using his massive size and strength to bring more fishmen to the ground. But Clea is shouting at her forces, ordering them to bring up a ballista. Prepare to fire, you fools! Clea bellows in anger, but Ferdinand sees the potential attack. He whirls quickly, throwing the fishmen aside, shielding Diana and Petra with his massive frame. The large wooden arrows sail forward as the drawstring is loosened. The projectiles pierce his flesh and bring forth...
Damn! Nah, he ain't deserved that one. He ain't deserved that one,
Diana
gang.
moves to help him, but he
excuse
waves
me.
her away. Go, protect Petra. Get out if you can. Ferdinand rumbles softly. Diana nods and puts a hand to his shoulder. Do not give up, my friend. I will be back for you. Have faith. You have the promise of Diana, Witch of the Wild Isle. Diana whispers. She whirls quickly and lifts Petra into her arms, before rushing off into the maze. The fishmen rush forward, pushing Ferdinand's weakened body to the floor. Bind him for travel, but bring me the Siren now. I have waited long enough. And we'll deal with this strange interloper.
What are sirens? What are sirens? If they did say that, I forgot. I don't think they did. I'm not that TikTok brained, bro. What are sirens? Why is she looking for him like that?
As we do all unwanted things, Clea says as she steps forward. But the fishmen turn to her in fear. Your Majesty, they're gone, one of them tells her. Anger flashes across Clea's face as her eyes widen. Find them and bring them to me. Kill the interloper, but I need the Siren alive. Clea bellows in anger, her words echoing along the labyrinth's corridors. But Diana is already rushing away, Petra tucked in her arms. Before,
she hit the
on the
dash.
Wild Isle of Hell, the test is about to begin. Cersei prepares her young daughter for battle, tightening the buckles on Diana's armor and helmet as the young Amazon takes her battle axe from the friendly demons that wander the house. Cersei takes one last look at her daughter before pulling her into a hug. Trust in yourself above all things, Diana, and all will be well, Cersei whispers. But Diana smiles and heads towards the door. Don't worry, Mama. I'm not afraid of gods, Diana says over her shoulder. Darkness has fallen over the Wild Isle.
Yeah, she looks so yeah, she looks so stupid. When she a child with all that armor, bro.
Diana steps
Who let little Jit outside looking like this, bro?
outside. A fog rolled in from the ocean that surrounds them. Hello? I am Diana of the Wild Isle. Welcome to my home, Diana calls. Suddenly, the fog parts, and out steps a massive black panther. Its
Sirens be the mermaids who be singing to lure men and kill them. Is that the same explanation as what's gonna happen in the show? But
face covered in blood. Hello, princess. The Black Panther says as it begins to circle the young girl. We do not have much, but what we have is yours, Diana explains. But the panther circles her and proclaims that it will take all. It opens its massive jaws, and it moves towards Diana suddenly. But the young Amazon does not move.
T'Challa versus Wonder Woman?
Yourself, princess, the panther demands. But Diana shakes her head. I will not fight you for no reason, she explains simply.
On that fraud.
The panther continues to circle, explaining that it will rend her flesh, crack her bones. I accept it. I can bear it, Diana tells it. Because you are weak. the panther says as it bites down on Diana's arm, forcing her to drop her axe. Now will you fight? It asks. But Diana shakes her head. The panther growls softly at this defiance. Suddenly, it turns. A turtle has pulled itself from the waters and wandered onto the shore. The panther moves quickly, charging forward as its jaws open wide. But suddenly, Diana's axe falls in the panther's way, protecting the sea creature. He did nothing to you. Leave him be, Diana snaps defiantly. The panther turns and smiles at her. Ha! There you are, wild one. I knew I could find you, it tells her. Diana's hand begins to glow with the magic as the panther reaches out and pins the turtle to the ground with its massive paw. That creature is under my protection. You may not harm him, Diana growls. She leaps forward, slamming into the panther, hitting it again and again. She swings her axe, drawing blood from the beast. But the panther is not deterred and charges at the young warrior. Later, the door to their home swings open. Cersei looks up, but finds no one standing in the entryway. Diana? She calls as she heads outside. The fog begins to swirl and lift, revealing the young girl unconscious on the rocks.
No.
Diana, can you hear me?
They dropped
Cersei
her?
asks as she lifts the young girl.
Oh,
Diana
no.
stares and smiles at her, the turtle clutched in her arms.
Okay, W.
Safe. You did
W.
good. This is Nico, Diana whispers. Once inside their cave, Cersei takes care of her daughter. Tears spill from her eyes as she prays to Hecate by the fire, asking the goddess to spare Diana from the pain of her future. The smoke swirls around the room, solidifying and becoming an image of the goddess. Please, Hecate, she's just a child, Cersei prays. But Hecate drifts forward. Everything we do is to fashion her into a weapon, Hecate reminds Cersei, a smoke hand reaching out, gently stroking Diana's hair. We love the child as we love few things, but do not be confused by the reason for her existence, Hecate says, explaining that Diana was created to be thrown into a system that must be destroyed. But Cersei stares down at the sleeping child. If you were trying to make a weapon, why also make her a kind little girl? It's unfathomably cruel, Cersei whispers.
Real life,
Hecate
though, bro.
swirls around the room, explaining
Dude,
Diana
these guys, they be doing so much to make their life so complicated, bro. It's crazy. Like, why do you make your life so complicated? Like, it really is that simple, though. Why don't you just make a little girl that got no emotion? Why are you making your life that complicated? Y'all got the power. Come on, man.
So that others will be dismissive of her, and she will be unseen. She is kind because monsters do not understand kindness. But also, she is simply herself. I don't know that any of us could have imagined her this way. This pure, this compassionate, this full of love, Hecate whispers. They will never understand her, and that is an advantage. Have faith and hope, Cersei. We are only at the beginning. Hecate whispers before she drifts away with the smoke on the wind. Now, Diana is drawing close to the mark she left on the wall. It's not far, Petra. Hold fast. I'm getting you out, Diana whispers. She arrives at the place she left the door and using her magic, opens it. Petra, I give you my word. I will not leave here without Ferdinand. May the goddesses protect you, Diana says as she kneels before the young Siren and motions her through the door. Petra steps through to the Hyron and collapses to the floor. Steve and the others turn in shock at the young woman, standing over her and pondering her blue skin. Barbara, does she look dry to you? Steve asks. Then get her some water, Steve, Edda whispers quietly. Meanwhile, Diana has begun to move back through the maze, searching for her lost friend, but something...
At least she saved her. At least she saved her. That is good. At least she saved her.
Strange flowers
W
begin
on
to
that.
grow. Their perfumes swirl through the air. Before she realizes what is happening, she has breathed the flower scent deeply. The world begins to shift around her. The walls become almost liquid. Something is moving behind her, and Diana turns to see swirling monsters. Their skin seems to drift and drip.
What the
By
frick?
Hecate, what kind of monsters are you? Diana whispers. She turns to run. The walls are drifting.
Yo, that yam showing again. Look at that nose, my nigga. That yam showing again.
Around her. the scent making her confused. She even forgets why she is running. Finally, she comes to a stop in a vast chamber. Well, that worked rather nicely. Seeing you now, I see the truth of you. An Amazon, quite rare, and a
I know she bad. I'm seeing the thighs on high. I know she bad.
prime candidate for the
I know she bad.
pit. Clea calls from her throne. But Diana isn't going down without a fight. Oh, no, you don't, menfish.
Let's see
Diana
this one.
says lazily as the fishmen begin to surge towards her like a wave. Clea's laughter seems to bubble around the room. They prefer fishmen, actually, she calls. Diana whirls among the bubbly fishmen, throwing punches into them. I'll make note, Diana shouts, her own voice rising and falling like a wave. Finally, Clea waves her hands in annoyance, and Diana notices someone else in the chamber. It's honestly amazing I was able to conquer anything with these minions. Toss in the scientist. The Amazon will go in on her own free will to protect him, Clea calls. The fishmen move quickly, tossing the shouting human into the pit. Diana doesn't hesitate and leaps over the edge.
Yeah, I'm liking what the little spirit thing they're doing. I think is this because of the flowers? She high off the flowers. I like this vibe they're giving off. I like this though. This is very creative. I like the visuals right now.
The stranger before they can hit the bottom. She lowers him to the ground and realizes that the entire chamber is full of the strange flowers that are affecting her mind. Try not to disturb the flowers too much. We'll go mad, the doctor whispers. But Diana can't help it. The perfume fills the air, making her mind even more loose and floaty than before. Diana reaches for her pouch, trying to get a potion that will help her see. Suddenly, Diana can hear something coming. She turns, trying to focus as the chamber melts around her. But something is coming for her. Something big that carries a hammer and looks almost made of fire.
Thor?
Who are you? Diana whispers. The creature says something, but its words are lost to the madness that quickly creeps over Diana. And that was the complete story.
Who that is? Who that supposed to be? What we got? 10? Okay, so we got 3 more.
Diana was sent to the pit to fight a beast and face her death. But will she find something else instead? Deep within Area 41, in the ancient maze that was discovered, Diana fights for her life in the pit that Clea has tossed her into. But her mind is warped. The flowers around them have altered her sense of reality, and she swings her great axe at the fiery warrior that stands before her. The blade swishes through the air.
Yeah, that's a tough panel. That's a tough panel right there. I like that.
Diana stumbles.
That is tough.
This is madness.
What's up with her eye though?
For her. The blade swishes through the air.
Her eye looking crazy. But she got herpes, nigga.
And Diana
The hell?
stumbles. This is madness.
What's going on?
She thinks. Finally, she drops the axe to the ground, refusing to fight blindly and possibly kill someone she shouldn't. She holds up a hand to the fiery warrior and speaks, but her words come out as gibberish to her own ears, and she can't process
Wow,
what she's
I like the gibberish text too. I'm not gonna lie, they cooking right now. They cook. I ain't gonna lie, they picked up the series. I can't lie to you. I don't think I like it more than Superman or Batman. Still, maybe when I read it, I'm gonna change my mind on it. But like they picked up like crazy. I've been enjoying this.
But she thinks. Her words sound slurred and garbled, but maybe her words are fine, and it's only her perception of them that has changed. She whispers the magic words into the potion. Light suddenly fills the room, and the glowing flowers around them suddenly darken. Diana's eyes roll up into the back of her head, and she tumbles to the ground, exhausted. No longer made of fire, the warrior leans down over the fallen Diana to study her. She glances up at the scientist that Diana rescued. Can you understand me, science man? The warrior asks. He nods in fear, but the warrior smiles. Go with care to the opening. I'll meet you there. And throw a few painful screams up the hole if you don't mind, she asks. He looks at her in shock, but goes to the pit opening. Ah, no, please! He screams up for Clea. He then walks over to the opening and turns to the warrior. What are you going to do with us? He gasps. She reaches down and picks up Diana.
It's usually how it goes. Wonder Woman's always lagging behind Bats and Soups. Understandably so, it's Bats and Soup. Like, I know you say that, but like I don't want you to say that. I think that they're just better. Like I think Batman's on a tier by itself, and I think Superman is like below that. And I think this is close to Superman quality, but I think Superman was probably just like more. Again, I gotta actually read this and not just watch videos. But I'd say it was more what's like a good word that I'm looking for, bro. Focused, I guess, you know.
Softly.
But like, I'm not saying that as in like, oh, it's because it's Batman and Superman. They're just obviously better. Like I think this could probably surpass Absolute Superman, to be honest.
Always do. The warrior whispers. Carrying Diana, the warrior quickly leads the scientists to safety, allowing Clea above to believe that they had been murdered. Diana opens her eyes briefly as they retreat and sees something shimmering in the flower chamber. I see you, she whispers before passing out. Long ago, on the wild Isle of Hell, Diana sits with a great wolf. Diana looks up at the goddess. Goddess, will you always be angry with me? Diana asks. The wolf looks at her in surprise. Angry? Princess, you delight me, but you also confound me, the goddess whispers, explaining that her disciples seek her out. They understand each other, but she does not understand Diana, and that is good. You are clever in a way that I am not. You are kind and compassionate in a way I do not understand. You are creative and patient. You are the best of all of us. The world is lucky for this, the goddess explains. She motions to the rock that Diana holds. Now, take your stone and use your magic on it. Make the Hydra love the stone. Seek it out, the goddess orders. Diana whispers a spell, and the stone begins to glow. Now, throw it into the water, the goddess tells her. Diana tosses the stone into the water and watches its light sink into the inky darkness. Now, bring it back to me. No magic. Remember what we said about choosing the right weapon.
That nigga Aaron Gordon got 40 points. Someone just said that in the chat. Aaron Gordon got 40? Nigga, Aaron Gordon? Bro, what? Nigga, what? Yo, what? Yo, this nigga moving like, what?
The greatest shooter that God has ever created. The dude that has...
Dude, he moving like Curry. 9-10 from the feet from 3. I saw this earlier. That's why I bookmarked it when I was going to get my food. Bro. I didn't know nigga would have got 40. Yo, it's like everyone who's on debut, everyone who's playing on debut, I wish so bad I could watch the NBA on Twitch. I'd get nuked. That's one thing I get nuked for. They don't care about the movies, but the NBA, they'll nuke me, bro. Dude. Bro, it's like every single debut game, there was that one nigga that went crazy. Like, I watched the Celtics game. VJ Edgecombe, he dropped like 34. Tyrese dropped 40. Like, we have the freaking Wemby game, the Lakers game. Even though the Lakers look like the worst, dude. The Lakers, I'd be surprised they even make playing. That team looks so bad. I'm not a believer in the Lakers, bro. Luka dropped 42 though. That nigga Luka looked incredible. Luka looked great. Giannis looked incredible. Ant dropped every single game that has happened that someone dropped 40. I don't even think I'm exaggerating. I think every single game that has happened since the start, someone dropped 40. Like, I've only seen 2 of them. They drop like 6 games a day. I can't watch all these, you know. But, like, I think every single game somebody dropped 40. Or damn near 40. Yeah, Sengun, 39. What is this? Luka dropped 40. Did anyone drop a 40 piece here? Donovan Mitchell, 31 at least. That's close. But, like, there was somebody balling. This one, no. There's somebody balling in damn near every matchup, bro. Let me see this one. I don't know about these niggas. Nah, definitely not. Garbo hoops. Let me see. Raptors, Hawks. Yeah, no one really went off. Yeah, Sixers. We all know this right here. Shout out, dude. One of the best rookie debuts like ever, bro. Niggas surpassed LeBron. Somebody said 27. What did Morant 35? Like niggas is making their MVP cases, bro. Niggas are trying to make MVP cases right now. Like I know Giannis dropped like 37. The Jazz. Anybody go crazy here? No. Spurs. We all know what happened here. Yeah, Ant dropped a quite. No one talked about this game for real because it happened like right either during Wemby's or after. It was something crazy. Like no one was gonna talk about this game after what Wemby just did. But like 41, bro. Nigga, silent 40 piece. I wouldn't be surprised if Devin Booker dropped OD. Zach LaVine with 30. Devin Booker 31. Yeah, I'm not, bro. These niggas like. Scoring is so crazy now. And then Shea apparently dropped 50, 55. Insane, bro. Dude, niggas be mad when you say that when Shea was like he wants to surpass Kobe. And people are mad when people say that Shea will probably be better than Kobe. I feel like he could be. He's only like 26. And there is so many stats where it's just like him and Michael Jordan. That's it. Like there is at least 15 stats that is just him, Michael Jordan, and then the list ends, bro. And then the list ends. And like, bro, he's like what? He's on his third season, averaging 30 a game. He's on his third season. Yeah, look at that. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, probably fourth season, averaging 30 plus. It's probably gonna be his fourth season. Averaging 30 plus. He already has a ring at 27. He's on a team that's probably not going to get bad. He might not beat Kobe's 5, but I think he'd match. I think he's going to, definitely win one more MVP. Unless, like, Wemby just becomes a freaking god. I think he's winning bare minimum one more. And I don't think it's impossible to say he's getting 2 more Finals MVPs. I think he'll match Kobe, bro. Like I know people are gonna be so hurt, but I think he could finish his career better than Kobe. Hey, might be a crazy take. But if we going for errors, bro, he's going against softer defenses. I mean, yeah, but like this, like you could say they're going at a higher pace. Like you could go back and forth. Like, you know, errors is just like error talk is always like that, bro. Error is always talked. Kobe got snubbed in MVPs. What years though? I don't think he was, bro. He just played. Like it's kind of tough on him, but it's like he played around too many good people. He played against too many good. Like you can't name me so many. You can't. If he got snubbed, it was like once. Steve Nash years. When did Steve Nash win? Because I know one year was definitely, if anyone got snubbed, it was Shaq. MVP. Which one was it where Shaq was going crazy on the Heat? Was it 5 or 6? I don't know how he got league MVP with this low of points. It's kind of funny. You would never see that today. 15 points is MVP. You would never in your entire life see that today. Never in your life see that today, bro. Record mattered so much more. Yeah, they were 60, 20, and then 54, 28. Yeah, this was in the West too. But I know Shaq, one of these years I would say Shaq was better than Kobe. I think it was 2005, 2006. I don't know. I don't think Kobe was actually robbed. I wouldn't say was Kobe robbed of, maybe like, even if he was robbed, it was like 1 year. If it was robbed, it was 1 year though. Even if I was to agree, it was really 1 year. I'd say like he probably deserved it more, but I don't think he was ever robbed. I don't think he was ever actually robbed. There was at least like one nigga on his level or better. Like in the other years people usually mention. He was in a hard era. Like I'm not gonna hold it against him, but it's like Shea will just have more accolades, bro. And then you're gonna be like, oh, but you see, he was going against tough opponents, and you're gonna sound like a LeBron fan when they be saying the finals argument. And you know, Kobe fans all hate LeBron, and it's like you're gonna be sounding like a LeBron fan when you talk like that. You know what I'm saying?
It can be everything, the goddess orders. Diana nods her head and reaches for her axe before disappearing beneath the waves. The goddess watches as the sun rises over the horizon. Eventually, Diana reappears, her weapon gone, with the glowing stone in her hands. She places it gently before the wolf goddess. Well done, princess, the goddess whispers. With her task complete, Diana picks up the stone and turns back to the water, walking gently into the waves. The goddess cocks her head to the side. Where are you going? She asks. The Hydra and I, we made a bargain. I let her keep my axe until I bring the stone back to her. You said choose the right weapon. The right weapon was bargain. Diana calls before disappearing. The wolf shakes her head in wonder. Confounding child, she whispers. Meanwhile, beneath the maze, Diana awakens to find the scientist and the warrior leaning over her. She sits up gently. I am Diana of Themyscira, last of the Amazons, she explains as an introduction. The warrior, an Amazon, stares at her in wonder.
God, yo, she looked like a fine, like, who is the Overwatch character that got this fit? This haircut, I mean. Yo, she, oof. I ain't gonna lie. She tough. She tough, bro. Eventually someone could be better than Kobe. We'll finish. Yeah, Zarya, bro. Zarya, she bad. We'll finish the basketball talk a little bit after. It's already damn near midnight, so I'm not gonna drag it too long. But someone's gonna be better. Like I had this talk with my friend. I was like, I think Wemby, when he's done, he's gonna make LeBron's career better because I think Wemby will destroy every other GOAT's accolades. He might not get 12 rings, but if he gets 6, I think he'll immediately invalidate Jordan being the GOAT. He'll have 6, he'll have more DPOIs, he'll definitely probably match, or if not be one short of MVP. I don't think Wemby will not. Unless he's like he gets sick or like he's not fully healthy, I don't think he's not winning at least 4 MVPs. I think he will take besides maybe scoring titles, I think he'll take every single one of MJ's accolades, but he won't take all LeBron's because he's not going to beat the scoring title. He's not going to beat the scoring title, bro. I don't think so. I don't think so. I really don't. Y'all saying 6 already? I don't think he's going to win. I don't think he's going to win 6 rings. If he does, he's automatic GOAT, though. If he wins 6, he's automatic GOAT. I think if he gets even 5, I think if he three-peats, automatic. If he gets 5, I think I'd probably have him there because he's going to have more DPOIs, bro. He's going to have more DPOIs than Jordan. He's going to have probably the same MVPs. He's going to do that, bro. This is, again, we're future glazing. Like, he hasn't even done any of it yet. But, like, I don't know, bro. I feel like it's very clear. Like, if he becomes what niggas think that he is, even if he never improves off of the game we just saw today, he's still probably going to end up top 2 all time. Even if the game that we saw yesterday, he is never going to improve even the slightest bit more than that, he's still top 2. Like I don't think anyone is overreacting to what they saw, bro. I don't think so.
Diana.
Let's keep going though.
Themyscira? How can that be? I am Io, and you are the daughter our Queen Hippolyta dreamed of, the sister we all dreamed of. A miracle, Io says as she bows to the princess. Diana helps her to her feet and embraces her in a hug. The miracle is you, sister. I have dreamed of meeting a sister since I was a child, Diana whispers.
Oh, that's her
Io
sister?
pulls back in surprise, unsure of why Diana has never met an Amazon. It is a long story, sister, and there is little time for that.
Oh, just another Amazon, okay.
But not long after birth, I was taken from the Amazons and raised in the underworld by the sorceress Circe, with a little help from the goddesses, Diana says. Circe? I have missed much, it seems, Io says in shock. She explains that she fell on an ancient battlefield. Instead of dying, she awoke in this maze, eventually finding her way to the lower level and tattooing the map on her skin as she went. She leads Diana through the chambers, introducing her to the crowds of people that have either found their way down here or been cast down by Clea and her army. Have you tried to free yourselves? Diana questions as she meets the people who are merely trying to live their lives in this place of darkness. Io nods and leads her to the tunnel.
Oh, so niggas is real life just living in this maze.
showing her the places where they've tried to find some way out of the maze, including the passageway that leads to the upper levels. Diana nods. I have an exit, but getting all of us to the exit without Clea picking us off is going to be the tricky part, Diana tells her. Eventually, Io leads her back to the flower chamber. There, Diana explains her plan, telling Io that she will distract Clea and her forces, while also rescuing and healing Ferdinand. Diana points to a place on Io's...
Nah, literally living in the trenches. Living in the trenches, bro.
Explaining that while Clea is distracted, Io needs to bring the survivors in her camp to this place and use the magical exit to escape the maze. She hands Io a small bauble with a potion in it, explaining that it is a key to open the door to her home in Gateway City. Finally, the two hug and Io turns away to return to her followers. Hera love and protect you, Io. If we do not meet again, please tell Hippolyta and my sisters I love them and will never stop searching for them, Diana calls. In moments, she is alone in the chamber. The flowers shift slightly, a sickly sweet scent filling the air. I know you are here. Reveal yourself, so that together we may escape this cursed place, Diana calls. The mysterious entity appears, shimmering through the air. Its body is moving like water. I am incomplete and cannot aid you, the creature whispers. And if I complete you, Diana questions, then we might have something, Diana.
She look tough here.
Of the Wild Isle.
I'm liking the fit. I'm liking this fit. I'm liking this fit. She look real tough here. In the scarf, she look tough. I ain't gonna lie, she look
Then
tough.
we might have something, Diana of the Wild Isle. Do you know the truth of me? The entity asks. Diana nods. I believe I do. Pay attention. This will happen fast, Diana tells it. She suddenly leaps into the air, propelling herself out of the pit and back up into Clea's chamber. Clea and her forces are shocked. Kill her! Clea demands. But Diana
Back
is already
door!
throwing a potion that explodes against Ferdinand, quickly healing them.
Yo, the potions are so broken. Her potions, bro. I don't know who she thinks she moving like. I don't know who she thinks she is. Her potions are so broken, gang.
And allowing
My
her to break
goodness.
chains. Thank you, Diana. I feel strong. He bellows as he rushes at the fish people. Diana turns back to Clea, who has leaped forward and slashed at the Amazon with her staff. But Diana
Now she
blocks
real life
away,
moving like the Tibetan monks. This is a tough page, too.
noting the strange watery jewel on the tip of the staff. Clea, you are a match for many things in this maze, but I am not one of them, Diana calls. But Clea knocks her away, slamming her into a wall. She rushes forward and stabs Diana through the stomach.
Where's my
Where is
siren?
my siren? Clea bellows in anger.
That's tough.
Meanwhile, at the Hyron, Steve slowly lowers Petra into the quiet lake within the garden. She immediately comes to life, but the group is shocked by the change in her face, showing a more monstrous
Oh, so that's
appearance.
what y'all was talking about when you said that she becomes like a, what is it, a mermaid or something. I'm gonna get some Vaseline. I'm gonna let the video play though. I have my headphones on
Clea
still.
steps away from Diana in triumph, but the Amazon isn't beaten yet. She reaches down and pulls the staff from her stomach and holds it aloft. Despite your behavior, I have something great to offer you, if you will only hear me out, Diana says as she staggers to the edge of the pit. But first, Clea's eyes widen in shock as Diana throws the staff over the edge. Clea rushes to the side of the pit and stares down in horror. It's okay. It's fine. It's just in the pit. I can send in some of the boys. I can get it back. I can get it back, she whispers to herself. Diana glances at her and
What did she throw in the pit? Ah.
down in back. I can get it back, she whispers to herself. Diana glances at her and holds out her hand. Oh, Clea, you're getting it back. Just not as you imagined, Diana tells her. Suddenly,
That's
the
aura.
entity flies out of the pit and comes to her waiting hand. Diana turns to the ruler of the maze and holds her new weapon aloft.
That's hard, gang. That's hard. Okay, this artist is cooking now. I like what she got going on, bro.
The trident
That's
of
hard.
Poseidon, made
That's
full
tough.
once more.
I like that. I like that one.
And that was the complete story for absolute.
How much we got? 2 more? If it's more than 2, I'm gonna have to move it another day. Okay, 2 more.
Equipped with the trident of Poseidon,
Okay.
Diana now faces
And then what is
Clea
this one?
in the final showdown. Diana whirls the trident of Poseidon in her hand. The watery staff lashes out and knocks the fishmen away. But the weapon has a mind of its own and flows from her hand, slamming into the fishmen before returning to her in a wave. The trident is sentient.
She cooking, bro.
Feel it in her mind. The trident tells her that Clea is actually Atlantean, and Diana wonders if this is what drove the woman mad. She has been trapped in the maze for some time, far away from the ocean that she once called home, and in the proximity of a tool of the gods. Diana turns to find Ferdinand continuing the fight. The fishmen threaten to overwhelm him. Be many, she whispers to the trident and sends it sailing forth. The blade splits into numerous spouts and slams into the fishmen again, saving the Minotaur. Diana turns back just as Clea assaults her, punching Diana hard in the face before picking her knee up and driving it into Diana's stomach.
Oh, they cooking with the paneling. Yo, I'm love reading this one. They cooking. I ain't gonna lie. This looks tough.
You destroyed my staff, and now you claim my trident of Poseidon? Clea snarls as Diana falls to the floor. But the Amazon shakes her head and looks up. None of those things belong to you, Clea. And that, not me, is why you could not possess them. Diana snaps at her. She reaches down and picks up a stone among the rubble.
Look at that kryptonite right there.
When Io exits the maze, seal it behind her, Diana whispers to the stone before casting a spell on it. She twists away from Clea and tosses the stone into a nearby passageway. Ferdinand, follow this stone to my sister Io. She should take it with her when she exits, Diana shouts. The Minotaur hesitates for a moment, unhappy with the idea of leaving Diana to fight by herself. But Diana smiles at him. I am not alone. Look at all these menfish, she shouts as the warriors close in on her. We will meet again, she promises. Ferdinand hesitates
Minotaur,
for a
bro.
moment longer before nodding and disappearing into the tunnel. The fishmen grab Diana by her arms and hold her down, but she lashes out with her legs and kicks them away. But Clea is behind her now, slamming an elbow into the back of Diana's head and knocking her to the ground.
First off, I like this music that they're putting in the background. I'm not gonna lie, this makes
Give
it
me
a lot more
control of
interesting.
the trident, she bellows as she tries to kick Diana in the face. But the Amazon grabs her foot, stopping the blow. That demand nicely sums up why you fail. Diana snaps as she twists and throws Clea into the air. Diana holds out her hand and the trident returns to her before bursting out into rippling waves that push all of the fishmen back. But Clea resists the attack and grabs hold of Diana. Meanwhile, Ferdinand has arrived at the portal that leads out of the maze. Io stands to greet him. The Minotaur reaches down for the glowing stone and informs her that Diana said to take this out of the maze and it will seal it behind them. But she is not coming? Io asks. The Minotaur shakes his head. She seemed to have a different plan in mind for herself, he explains. Io is unsure of this, but she finally nods and motions to Ferdinand to step through the portal. The Minotaur hesitates for a moment, unsure of what life will be like outside of the maze. But Io comforts him and he steps through. But immediately he clutches
everybody
his head
else
in pain at the sound of the Siren song, and he begins to struggle as his legs
no
grow
way.
shaky. Petra, he whispers. He pushes
Oh, she going so Petra going crazy right now.
through the Hyron, past all the collapsed bodies, until he arrives at the pool. The
Oh
Siren
my
Petra
goodness. Nigga, she transforming. What she turning into, bro? Nigga, what is she turning? I said this is a mermaid. She got wings on her back, nigga. What is she turning into, gang?
Diana's friends nearby, clutching their
Hell
ears,
no.
the sound from piercing their mind. But Ferdinand pushes
She look like a female Kisame, bro. GG's, bro. GG's. It's over with.
stepping into the pool and swimming out to his friend. Petra! Petra, please! Petra! I'm here! It's okay. He whispers as he pulls her into a hug. The Siren's monstrous form disappears, and the young girl looks up at him. It's okay. We're free now, and it's all going to be okay. Ferdinand whispers as her song stops. Back in the maze, Clea slams Diana into the ground again before wrapping her hands around the Amazon's throat. Everything was fine until you got here, Clea bellows in rage. Diana shifts and elbows her in the face, driving her away. Was it though? You're trapped in a prison, cut off from your natural habitat, your homeland,
Let her know.
and eating
Yeah,
your
this
own
art
men.
tough. This page tough too. Yeah, the art got way better here. You can't lie.
Diana reminds her. She motions to the pit, where the seawater has already begun to fill up and spill into the upper chambers. Clea's eyes widen in shock. Water? How did you? She questions. The The water begins to fill the chamber, and the fishmen cry out with joy and begin to splash around. Not just water, Clea. The Pacific Ocean, Diana tells her, explaining that she has flooded the maze. I simply made a hole. Poseidon's trident was a useful ally in this effort, Diana informs her. Clea stares at her in disbelief. There's an opening in the maze? She whispers. The fishmen continue to splash around them. All thoughts of battle have disappeared from their minds. There is. You can follow me to your freedom, Diana tells her. Clea falls to her knees. And what then? She questions. Diana looks at her thoughtfully, explaining that she can return to her home and...
Mermaids have wings in some mythology, and they have a bird-like appearance? Damn, I did not know that. I dead thought they just had fins, man. I ain't gonna lie. This Wonder Woman got aura. Yeah, she got aura now. She got, after that Hades arc, this really picked up. I'm liking this. I feel like when I actually read this fight is gonna go crazy. Cause the panels in here look sick. I didn't try to pause as much cause like it is damn near almost 1 a.m. I gotta low key wrap this up. But, bro,
you were a monster in this maze, but are you a monster outside of it? I'm willing to take the chance and find out, Diana tells her. But you will find me less accommodating if I see you are still a monster when given your freedom, Clea. The choice is yours, she says as she leaps into the water and begins to swim down deep into the maze, aided by the glow and power of Poseidon's trident. Clea and her fishmen gather at the edge of the pool for a moment before all leaping into the waters and following the princess. Meanwhile, Io can wait no longer. Seawater has begun to flood all the passages of the maze, and finally, she has no choice but to leave. Diana, I hope you know what you're doing. Hera protect you, Io whispers as she turns into the portal and steps through. But as she enters the Hyron, there is a bolt of lightning, and she suddenly disappears. The others stare in shock. Later, Diana rises above the waters in Gateway City Harbor. The people on the beach cheer for her, but Diana is distracted as she watches Clea and her warriors swim farther out to sea. Be good, Clea. Hera guide you to a better path, she whispers. Shortly, she returns to the Hyron to find all of the refugees. Where is my sister? Where's Io? She asks her friends. Steve and Etta step forward and explain what happened. No, Diana whispers, before falling to her knees at the smoking spot where Io once stood. Hecate, if I have ever pleased you, even once, show me a sign that she still lives, Diana prays. Her friends gather and watch sadly, but they are shocked when a dove suddenly flies over and drops an
no way them
olive
niggas
branch
dead.
into Diana's hands. Well, that's quite biblical, Barbara whispers. Elsewhere, a bolt of lightning appears.
Dove is
Io
crazy.
Suddenly finds herself
Okay, never
standing
mind. I'm about to
in the
say.
temple. She falls to her knees weakly, but looks up when someone calls her name. By Hera, Io! Queen Hippolyta gasps. Io's eyes widen, and she bows before her queen. But Hippolyta reaches down and helps her sister up. We feared we had lost you forever, Io.
Oh, never another
Hippolyta
sister?
whispers. Io shakes her head and quickly explains that she was trapped in a maze, but she was saved by the princess. I've seen Diana. She's alive, Io whispers. Hippolyta quickly stands and rushes to the temple's balcony, shouting out to the Amazons below. Ring the bells! She's alive! Diana lives! She shouts. Far below, the bells of Themyscira ring, and the Amazons cheer for their lost princess. Meanwhile, in the black site at Area 41, Kale sits across from Dr. Poison, unhappy with the destruction of the maze and Poison's role in it. The maze and the entire lower levels have been lost to us, including all assets trapped inside, Kale snaps, threatening to have Dr. Poison sucked up into the air vents. But the doctor shakes her head, reminding Kale that she needs her.
And I want a new damn suit!
Dr. Poison hisses. Kale leans back and stares at her for a moment, before finally standing and leaving the room. Outside, she orders the technician to finally get Dr. Poison the new suit, but get her the Gen 1 suit. I'm moving her to Project SS1, Kale says harshly to the technician's surprise. Kale turns and strides away, heading through Project SS1 on her way out, passing all the strange creatures they have locked away there.
My goodness.
Before finally coming to a...
Damn.
Passing all the strange creatures they
Yo,
have...
them all being women is hilarious. Like, why is the crocodile here? Like, why the crocodile a girl, bro? Nah, this is tough.
Before finally coming to a woman in restraints with her mouth sealed. It looks like you're finally going outside, Zatanna, because I'm going to send you to kill a witch. Kale orders.
Oh no, this is another Amazon? We're gonna have to see that. Alright, last one, chat. Last one, then we up out of here. Let's see. Woo! Woo!
Absolute Wonder Woman escaped.
Woo! Yo, she's hot. She's hot. Let's get to it, bro. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Is now back at the Hiron. She has used many magics in her journey. But what is the price of this magic? And who will pay it? Finally, Diana has a moment of peace. Safe inside the Hiron in Gateway City, she leans over a tome while sitting across from Barbara Minerva, who points to a painting of the legendary Paradise Island. Obviously, this is a stylized...
Bro, you forgot who Zatanna is? I don't know any... I know no Wonder Woman characters, bro. Is she in a show? Let me see, Justice League. Let me look her up right now. She in Justice League Dark. She's in Young Justice, they saying. Yeah, she in Young Justice. I have not seen Young Justice. So I would not even have known. I would not even have known for real.
Interpretation of Themyscira. How do you imagine it? Barbara asked.
Dick Grayson's old girl. I was not hip. Yeah, I never seen Young Justice before, gang. So I wouldn't even have known. That name would not have done nothing to me, bro.
Diana lets
I need to watch that.
The image of the Amazon's home. Finally, she shrugs. For me, it was ever changing. She whispers. She looks up at Barbara and explains.
Gotta tap in. I do.
Was forbidden on the Wild Isle. And Cersei felt like teaching Diana anything to do with the history of Diana's people would be a trap. There were ears everywhere. When even a goddess like Hecate fears who is listening, you learn to be cautious. Cersei felt that Apollo only banning the word Amazon was a trap. So, they said no word.
She's her own thing. I dead don't remember her. If she was in the Justice League animated series, dead don't remember her. Dead don't remember her.
That would raise suspicion. But inside me, I had always known that I came from somewhere else. That I had...
The art style changed again. This is a new arc?
She says.
What's going on?
Explaining that the idea of a home was ever shifting in her mind based on what she was studying. Barbara leans back in her chair and stares at the Amazon. The way you think is unique and beautiful. I wonder if that's due to who you are or how you were raised. Barbara questions. Diana doesn't understand the idea. Can such things be separated? She asks. Like I said, unique. But suddenly, their conversation is cut short as a voice begins to yell inside the Hiron. A news report echoes through the halls, warning of an attack in Reno, and Diana immediately jumps to her feet. Forgive me, Barbara. We'll have to continue this conversation later, Diana says as she runs through the Hiron at super speed. And once outside, she leaps into the night air. Barbara runs outside, finally catching up to see Diana disappear into the distance. Steve Trevor watches her go. What's happening? Barbara asks him. Steve shrugs. Diana asked me to hook the Hiron up to breaking international news reports so they would autoplay when they occur, he tells her. Barbara nods in understanding. Clever, assuming it doesn't drive her mad, she whispers. Shortly, Diana is flying over Reno, Nevada, but something is wrong. She can sense darkness as she approaches the destroyed casino. Outside, emergency services are helping survivors as television crews report the incident. Someone points up in the sky as the armored warrior flies by and lands in the destruction zone. It's Wonder Woman, they gasp. Diana lands inside the rubble, her gaze searched for what could have caused this destruction. Something catches her eye. A glint or a spark of energy. She moves forward cautiously.
Now her helmet cold. You are right. That helmet is tough.
Feel the urge to fight coming over her. The urge to destroy. Diana stops as the strange spark of energy begins to take form, growing and casting the rubble-strewn corridor into strange shadows. The energy takes an almost human shape and lashes out at her. Diana, seemingly without thought, immediately draws her battle axe and swings at the creature. Strange. It's unlike me to reach for a weapon so quickly, Diana thinks to herself as she continues to swing at the beast.
Yeah, these panels look tough.
She manages
Yo, these panels look hard, bro. Jeez.
Finally, she manages to calm herself and lowers the axe. Apologies. I did not mean to accelerate this situation. Can you understand me? She asks, holding up a hand in peace. The being reaches out and electricity courses through Diana's body. She cries out in pain as she struggles to remain standing, but her eyes begin to glow as she mutters the incantations of a spell, dissolving the energy within her body. The being cries out in pain or anger and lashes out again. Diana has no choice but to once more reach for her axe
That
and
is
toss
tough.
it at her enemy. The blade passes harmlessly through its body and falls to the floor. It screams at her. Waves of dark thoughts pulse through Diana's mind as she stumbles away. She wants nothing more than to flee or
Yeah,
kill.
who is this artist? This is hard.
Collapses on her.
Bro, who is this artist? I love this, bro.
Take long.
Matthias Bergara's art? Good energy in the line work. Yeah, this is so hard. Like, I would screenshot these for, like, drawing references, bro. These are hard.
By the time she does,
My
the
goodness.
energy has disappeared. Shortly, she returns to the Hyron to find Steve waiting for her. Quickly, she
We need to see
explains
what that
what she
was.
encountered. He nods, telling her that reports said that everyone at the scene suggested that a negative energy seemed to overtake them. Yes, I felt it too, Diana whispers. Steve begins to pull on his coat after their talk, explaining that he has been ordered to report back to base. Not sure what's up, but I'll check in when I can, he tells her. Diana heads deeper into the Hyron, where she finds Barbara, Etta, and Gia sitting by the fire and studying. Finally able to relax, Diana sits with a cup of tea and begins to study the Amazons with Barbara once more. Barbara shows her another book, the images depicting the Amazons battling a great sea monster. Part of the mystery is that ancient weapons and armor were found, as well as some appendages, but no complete skeletons, and not a single skull, Barbara says.
Not a
Explaining
single
that some
skull.
scholars believe this means either the Amazons never left their dead behind, or they couldn't be killed. The Amazons were immortal? Etta asks. Diana shrugs. Since I do not know my people or their history, I'm uncertain, Diana whispers as she continues to flip through the book. But the studying is interrupted by another blaring news report. Diana quickly pulls on her armor and leaps into the night once more. This time, she flies to La Paloma, Uruguay, where firefighters work hard to put out a blazing lighthouse. But Diana moves quickly and utters an incantation, calling water from the sky.
Yo, the way she be spamming these incantations. No, crying, bro.
The city, where another fire blazes. Diana flies through the air, feeling the dark energy overtaking her as she gets closer. She orders herself to resist using her weapons. Landing amongst the blaze, she is quickly attacked. Energy lashes out at her and knocks her away, sending her sailing back towards the beach. By the time Diana pulls herself from the sand, the being has left again. Once more, she returns to the Hyron, but the news blares again and again. The Dominican Republic, Mexico, and Hawaii. Diana arrives at each event, only for the being to attack and leave before Diana can get a hold of the situation. It offers nothing to her, no explanation for its actions. Diana returns to the Hyron once more, plopping into a seat and groaning in frustration. She can still feel the dark energy coursing through her. This is infuriating. It's bringing out the worst in me, she whispers. But her friends have been working. Tell her, Etta, Barbara says. Etta walks over with some books, explaining that they have worked out that the energy being seems to be attacking previous battle sites of the Amazons. Reno? Diana asks. Etta nods.
Nah, she's getting sniped. She just been getting sniped literally, bro. Everywhere she's at. She went everywhere on the planet is been getting cruised. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, yo. They got her number. They got her number, bro. They got her number.
Explaining.
I need to see what this
the
is.
burned down is called Paradise Island, another name for Themyscira. Diana's eyes widen in shock. Etta, this is brilliant, Diana whispers, asking her friends if they could work out where the being would attack next. Etta claps her hands with glee and turns away. I'm gonna make a crime board, she calls to her sister. Meanwhile, Diana heads deeper into the Hyron's gardens, while her friends begin to work. She can hear them chattering while she kneels before a tree and begins to pray. The girls watch her for a moment. What's Diana doing? Barbara whispers. Gia puts a hand on her shoulder. All magic has a price, Barbara, and the kind of magic Diana does, I suspect the price is quite heavy.
Damn.
Be all kinds of things. She explains.
Probably is a heavy price.
Later, her
Wow, she
friends
be
call
spamming
her.
it?
Diana steps into the
Wow, she be spamming it? Bro, definitely a heavy price.
to find a massive map on the floor with several locations pinned. Oh my, you have been busy, Diana notes as she stares at the map. Etta nods in triumph, So many battles, Diana, she says. Barbara clasps her hands. I'm gonna win a Pulitzer, she whispers. The three explain that it seems the being was originally attacking more remote sites, so no one was reporting it. Now, it's attacking the populated areas. The conversation is once more interrupted by the blare of the news, reporting that there is an attack on the historic site in Delphi, Greece. Diana rushes out and flies off once more, finally arriving in Delphi to find the being waiting for her in the amphitheater. She can feel the dark energy beginning to overtake her and glares at the monster. Energy lashes out at her. Let's end
These
this
panels
quickly,
are
shall we?
hard,
She
bro.
snaps as she grabs hold of the lightning, but the energy whips around, tossing her away, slamming her through several trees and into the side of a nearby mountain. She struggles to her feet, but something tells her that she can't do it, that she should just give up. Fool! It is the darkness that whispers in your ear, Diana hisses to herself. Suddenly, her eyes snap open as she remembers what Gia told Barbara back at the Hiron, that all magic has a price. Diana stands and draws her great sword. Her eyes hardened. She realizes
That's
that
so,
she
yo, these
is the
pages
one.
are hard. I love this new artist. This might even be better than the Hades arc. I actually think this fits more than even that. This is great stuff, man.
That this destructive creature is the price that the world is paying for her. The being stands before her, and its form begins to solidify, taking shape, and it becomes a dark mirror of Wonder Woman. And that
Ain't no way. They got her fighting Hero Brian. Her evil version, bro. Alright, bro. So we wrapped up now. It's almost 1 a.m. I'm going to end the recording right here. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to read this on my own, and then I'm going to see how I feel about the whole series. I think the beginning was very slow, but I think it did pick up like crazy. I do think if it continues on this action-heavy path, like I think the action, especially when I read it, is probably going to be the best out of the Absolute series. Probably not Batman, but it's bare minimum better than Superman. I don't think Superman's action was that crazy, but I liked its character stuff. I think this got the best action, I think. If it keeps going with the action looking like this, I think it will probably be better than Superman for me. It just the first like 5 or 6 with the squid dude was kind of like butt cheeks. That was kind of like boring. There was nothing really interesting that was going on. It was just like fight, flashback, fight, flashback. I think everything after that was pretty dope. Nothing crazy, but like, you know, the action was at least like fire, you know, like nothing crazy character wise, but it's like the action like was really good. So we gonna have to see about that. I would love this one. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. I'm gonna end the recording. I'm gonna end stream real quick. I'm gonna just see the score of the game with y'all, and then I'm gonna wrap up because it is midnight. I do have to quiet down. Let's see. Oh, the Nuggets lost. Y'all niggas wasted Aaron Gordon dropping like 50. He dropped 50. Who went crazy on the Warriors? Oh, Steph got hot. Someone in the chat said Steph went like what was it, 32%? You can't look at, dude, Steph is like the worst. How do I say this? Steph is the worst first quarter player I think I've ever seen. You'll watch the first half of a game, Steph will have 3 points, you think he's washed. And then he'll just go crazy the last 2 quarters, bro. He will just, dude, like Steph is, you could never look at first quarter, second quarter Steph and then think that's how he's going to play. He always picks up. You can never rest with Steph. Look at Jokic's stats. He got a triple-double, though. He got outplayed by 2 of his teammates points-wise, but he got triple-double, though. I'd have to see how much he missed if you're saying his stats are bad. Like, was it like 7? Did he get 20 points, but he was like 7 for like 30 or something? Like, yeah, what was his efficiency, bro? What was the efficiency? I'd have to go to like stats abuse, but Aaron Gordon, Jesus, 50. What was he on? Oh my god, I hate when my mouse does this, bro. Oh my gosh. Like, attach, dude. Jeez. Let me see this. What? Yeah, he's insane. Yeah, what Curry do? What Curry do? Oh my gosh, what did Curry do, bro? Whoa! Dude, if I didn't like LeBron, I'd be the biggest Curry fan of all time, bro. Yo, if I didn't like LeBron, I'd be the biggest Curry fan of all time. He is, dude. He's like the funnest nigga to watch, bro. Oh my gosh, if I didn't like LeBron, I would be glazing this nigga. Like, I love Curry, but I can't overglaze him. I don't want him to win one before LeBron. If LeBron retires and Curry wins one more, they're gonna start having conversations I don't want to hear. But damn. Bro, wow. I'm gonna try to scroll and be safe. You know, we are currently on Twitter. So, you know, this is definitely something crazy. This is my boy Tophs. This is definitely some fan service BS. What this is. Yeah. You see what I'm talking about? We gotta be careful since we're on Twitter. Oh, Denmark got injured. Ah, that's tough. That is tough. Let me see. What's Jokic, bro? Let me see. Jokic, 8 for 23? 5 points? In the second half? Oh, man. Yo, his horse won one race. He don't care about basketball no more. His horse won one race. Nigga don't care about that. Dude, literally, look at this. Look at this. Opening game double overtime. 40, 50, 50, 40, 40, 40, 40. Most points. Final rematch. Double overtime. 3. That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody's going, like, everyone's going crazy. This started, bro. It's got to be, like, the craziest opening ever. This is crazy, bro. Jokic missed the game winner, too? No way. Oh, we're going to see Jokic slander. We are going to see some crazy Jokic slander. I'm watching this right after, by the way. Shout out Flight. Jokic. What are I going to do? Denver versus Warriors. I'll watch this real quick, and then I got to head out. Let's see. Where did he miss the shot?
Brown from Jokic splits the double, lost it out of bounds and kicked it. Looked like
Jokic, let me see. Jokic missed. Where did he miss the game winner? Does anyone have that clip? Missing layups over midgets?
Jokic with 3. Jokic puts it up, missed the shot.
Oh, that nigga garbage. Let this be LeBron though. Oh, you would have seen this everywhere. Oh, I'm into this. Yo, let that be like, bro. Let that be Shea. Let that be, who else gets a lot of slander? Let that be Bron. Let that be Durant or something, man. Yo, that would have got slander for weeks, bro. Hey, I'm gonna mess with y'all though.